Skrillex combination opening because goddamn, I am in!
Hey everybody, welcome to Impossible Coin. I want to let you know, dear audience, this show hasn't even started yet and it's already off the rails, which takes work. Somewhere in Ohio, causing problems by invoking Kingdom Hearts, Tegan Somerset.
Sup, everybody? I don't cause problems. I stir shit up.
Okay, I have a question. If a cow who lives in Chicago kicks over a lamp, is it causing problems or stirring shit up?
That's actually causing problems because, like, people die.
That's the plot of Kingdom Hearts 5.
Fair enough, yeah.
Wait, are there extra people this week?
Rocky, why the fuck you gotta steal my thunder? I have so little in life. Somewhere in West Texas, stealing my fucking thunder, emotionally invested in Kingdom Hearts for reasons that are unclear to me, Rocky Hardy.
Hi there, everyone. Kingdom Hearts has ruined my childhood. I'm gonna steal it back.
If Kingdom Hearts ruined your childhood, like, you're very young and I should just walk out into the desert. Frequent guest of the show, I think this show's granddad, maybe? I don't know. Joe Spiro, how are you, sir?
Hey, it's me, Tegan Somerset, and I'm Brian Cartwright. Damn, grandfather, that's weird.
Wait, does this mean Brian's our dad?
Yeah, Brian's definitely our dad.
Wait, so, like, did I go back in time Marty McFly style, or how are we doing this?
Hey, you know what? We weren't there. We just know that we're here now and you're a grandpa, man.
I just hope that however this works out, like, you are cutting a hole in a sports almanac and doing it.
Oh, God.
What?
Actually, instead of, the Back to the Future thing, I think I'm going to go with the Dragon Ball Z thing. So this is an alternate timeline. So when I go back to my time, there will still be a guy who's absorbing people, and I won't be able to do anything about it. It's going to be bad.
Nice.
Oh, no!
And here for his second time on the show, and potentially already regretting it, Big Sach.
Hi, how you guys doing today?
Are you regretting it, sir?
No, I love Kingdom Hearts very much. Well, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Those are the only ones I play. And Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. How are you guys doing?
How are we doing?
I'm mad at Kingdom Hearts. That's where I'm at.
Weird, Rocky. So am I.
Why? What's there to be mad at? Everything is great.
I've never liked it.
Oh my god. What do you mean you've never liked it?
I don't really like Disney.
No, we've had this conversation with Joe. Joe has never liked Kingdom Hearts.
No.
Dude.
Every time you say that,
hurting
Joe,
my
it makes
soul.
me sad. Thank you. Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yes.
Joe's a bad person.
That may or may not be true, but I don't think it has to do with my dislike of Disney.
Okay, but my beef with Kingdom Hearts in general is that, Kingdom Hearts is like the Lost, like the ABC TV show of video games. That's what it is. They keep entrancing you with promises of mystery and like intrigue, and they'll do that forever, where they've gotten to a point where there's no real way they could reasonably make a payoff, but they still want you to engage. But instead of being one TV show on one channel for 4 years, we now have something like 8 or 9 different video games across 5 different systems, 2 different companies, and they want you to engage with all of it to try to get as much content as you can, but it's all gibberish. Like, it's not going to connect. There's, like, they keep saying 2 things based off of Kingdom Hearts 3, that 1, it's going to bring a satisfying end to the series, and 2, that it's going to be a game that you don't need to have played the rest of the games to get, and those things can't be true at the same time. They just can't. Fuck Square Enix for lying to us all this time about it. That's my beef.
My love for Kingdom Hearts is entirely based on my playthroughs of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 that happened when I was a kid.
I feel that. That makes a lot of sense.
I don't really have any other experience with the series. I haven't played Birth by Sleep or any of those other ones. Like, I just didn't play them. I don't even know what happens in them. Like, I just
Nobody does.
remember...
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, right.
No. We've done this, Tegan, on this show. I know what happens. I just know it doesn't make any sense. Blah.
Rocky, you sound remarkably like someone who's left a cult.
You know what? Yeah, I hereby renounce and denounce the cult of Kingdom Hearts.
Good.
No.
Oh God, don't do that.
You've joined the darkness, Rocky.
No,
You've let the darkness take over your heart.
Tegan, the light is a
The
lie.
nobodies are taking over.
There's like 3 different dudes named Ansem. Like, what is that?
There's like 6 different dudes named Ansem.
Oh
Be
my God.
realistic.
And there's a mage named Yen Sid.
And to be fair, there are like 1,000 guys named Michael in the world. Whatever.
I mean, that's true in the real world, too.
Yeah, I mean, I like to shit on Kingdom Hearts, but I can't dunk on number of Michaels like that.
How many Brians are there? Brian Cartwright.
Brian Cartwright knows a lot of Brian Cartwrights.
And how many people have you been mistaken for the wrong Brian Cartwright of?
Okay.
Like, all the time!
No.
Having 4 Ansems is not the weirdest thing to happen in Kingdom Hearts.
But these are 4 Ansems pretending to be the same dude. Like,
Brian pretends to be the other Brian Cartwrights.
okay.
Brian's Ansem.
Yeah, I mean, isn't there that actor named Ansem Elgort?
They don't let him be himself either. He has to play other people. So unfair.
God. No.
Yep.
How many Doink the Clowns were there?
What?
I think there were like 3 or 4 Doink the Clowns.
Doink the No, I don't. I'm not sure I want to hear this story.
How many Gallaghers were there?
I think just the one.
No, wasn't there legitimately Gallagher, too?
There was the 2, and then his brother sued him because he was like, I'm the real Gallagher, but then he was like going on tour as Gallagher. It was a whole thing.
Oh, wait, that's actually a fucking thing?
Yeah,
That's a real thing.
Yeah, his brother, ripped him off and shit.
Yeah, like, Chappelle joked about it with, like, Black Gallagher, but he was serious about the first part having happened.
Oh my God, I severely underestimated the total number of Doink the Clowns.
Oh my God.
I didn't even say of Gallagher's. I was really hoping.
Yeah.
How many Doink the Clowns?
There have been 15 Doink the Clowns.
Jesus.
That's a lot.
Wait, how many Andrew WKs have there been?
Guys. Okay, I think we're missing the point.
Yeah, I mean, the Doink the Clown, much like Kingdom Hearts, is a bad idea from the get. That you shouldn't be fucking doinking, you know, like...
Well, honestly, if it weren't for doinking Brian, none of us would be here.
That's also very true.
So I think you owe it a little bit of respect.
Oh, Jesus. Man. God
Okay.
damn it.
So Tegan, what's going on with this Utada Hikaru like Skrillex?
Oh, yeah. So originally, Skrillex was going to remix Don't Think Twice, which was the original Kingdom Hearts theme song.
Right.
Instead, he's now working with Pooh Bear and Utada to make a whole new song, and it's called Face My Fears.
Okay, alright, hold the goddamn phone here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you just say working with Pooh Bear?
Yeah,
Yes.
Pooh Bear.
Yeah, Pooh Bear.
Fuck it. Continue.
Pooh Bear worked on, What Do You Mean? That Justin Bieber song.
Yeah.
You know the Justin Bieber song.
I know the Justin Bieber song.
Yeah, you know the one.
Yeah. You know the one. What do you mean? You know it. You just don't think you know it. But if I make you listen to it, which I won't because I'm a good person, you'll know the one I'm talking about. So they're doing a whole new song called Face My Fears, and it's going to come out on January 18th, which is like 10 or 11 days before the game drops.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm excited.
Oh, that reminds me. So before we started, the reason that I was talking about Skrillex being Kingdom Hearts trash is that if you remember in Chain of Memories and later on in Kingdom Hearts 2, the members of Organization 13, or nobodies in general, are essentially characters that already exist in the Kingdom Hearts universe, but their letters of their names are rearranged. And
Right, the whole Xena heart, right, that whole thing.
Yeah, and they all have an X in their names.
Yeah,
Right.
with an X, right.
so, like, Skrillex is just like killers with an X in the middle of it. Like, it's a rearrangement of the words, of the letters that spell killers with, like, an X. So, like, he's always been Kingdom Hearts trash. And like,
But also, he's like a canonical Kingdom Hearts character because he's in the Wreck-It Ralph movie, and Wreck-It Ralph is a fucking summon in the Kingdom Hearts movie, in the Kingdom Hearts game. So you know that means he's a Kingdom Hearts character now. For real.
If we go by that logic, like, Wreck-It Ralph, with their soon-to-be inclusion of the internet, is going to make literally everything a Kingdom Hearts character.
Heck,
Yeah,
yes!
I was gonna say, doesn't that make Mario a Kingdom Hearts character?
And Sonic.
Yes. Mario and Sonic hang out with Sora? Jesus. Is this the most ambitious crossover ever made?
I don't think we can rest, really, until, Sora lands in Tub Girl World.
No, you can't do that. It's a family-friendly franchise.
There's only a single room in that world.
It's not a good room. God damn it. Fucking Kingdom. Ugh.
In this house, we love and respect Kingdom Hearts to the best of our individual abilities.
I will accept that statement.
Oh, I respect Kingdom Hearts to the best of my abilities as well, Tegan.
Yeah, you are not very good at respecting people, Brian.
Oh, no.
Whoa! Whoa, that is some deep shade.
It's got him.
That is some fucking hard shit, Tegan.
Oh, I'm sorry, you walked right into it. It was a good time.
No, I didn't. And can someone get out the yellow tape because there is a fucking crime scene here.
Brian, first
Hello,
we have to call
officers,
the
I've
cops.
just witnessed
They bring
a
their own
murder.
yellow tape.
I don't.
Oh God!
I've just witnessed a murder.
No, you didn't witness a murder.
participated in
Tegan.
the
You
murder.
did that
Yeah,
murder.
you were the murder.
Yeah,
Aw.
For
Jesus.
everyone.
You're not very good at respecting people. Wow.
So, sometimes stuff just falls out of my mouth, and I don't really know what I've said until people are reacting to it.
I'm not mad at it. Okay.
Yeah, whoops.
But Tegan, why did you bring this abomination, this truly unholy mess that is Powser onto our show doc?
I didn't.
Why did you do that?
Brian did.
Oh,
Brian
damn
did
it.
because he's mad that I like the fan art and he doesn't.
Wait, why does it say Powser instead of the term that I'm usually thinking of regarding this?
Bowsette.
Bowsette?
Because
Because
Bowsette is
okay.
incorrect.
Yeah, Bowsette is fundamentally incorrect because that would require Toadette turning into Bowser, but this is Bowser turning into Peach.
I now know more about this than I've ever needed to.
Wait, okay, no. So, Joe, I'm not sure if you heard our show. It was either last week or the week before where we talked about the new Super Mario U Deluxe power-up, which is the royal crown that Toadette can pick up and turn into Peachette.
Yeah, no, so I think I listened to it, but I think I was at the gym, so I probably zoned out during this discussion.
But yeah, that's where the nomenclature comes from. And so, they've been naming this Bowser transformation into Peach as Bowsette.
Yeah.
Because they didn't read that deep into it. And also, it's a bit couchier than Powser.
Right, yeah.
But Powser is the way that it should actually come out.
I'm really
Yeah.
glad we got this Powser deep lore going.
Well, the other one that's been real big is Princess Boo, which
Yes.
is King Boo, but with the crown. So it looks
I've
like...
seen that one, yeah, that one's pretty good.
Yeah, it's cute. But so this is turned into a whole thing. We've got Akimon, the original Street Fighter character designer, who's done art. The author of Dakashi Kashi has done art. The artist for Goblin Slayer, the author of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, the Pop Team Epic team has done it. It's been nuts. The
Yeah.
One Punch artist. I got a whole queue of stuff that's gonna go up on the Tumblr.
God damn it, Tegan.
The Skullgirl artist even did some. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if you follow her, she's kind of really into memes, so that surprises me.
It's
the
not
least.
bad. I think they're nice. There's some nice, pictures here.
It's just a good time.
Oh no, I've seen some good ones, but you know who I'd be really impressed if it could ever happen ever in our lives? Do you guys know who Ayami Kojima is?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The person who did
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
Castlevania art?
Yes.
The oil paintings? If we could ever get her
Oil
to do
painting
it, I
of
would
Bowser,
buy
I
one
would
of those.
definitely buy.
An,
it.
I mean,
an
it wa-
oil painting of Powser.
Oil paintings take some time.
Oh
so
yeah, that's why they
I'm-
can't
I'd
possibly
give her,
use the art.
I'd give her a significant amount of time to do it, and then I would hope that she puts it up for sale, because it'd be amazing.
Ayami
But,
Kojima, meme lord.
Yeah, but my favorite thing that came out of this is, I found a comic where, Bowser puts on the crown, and then comforts Bowser Jr. and is like,
Aw.
"Hi, son, it's your mom," and it's just like, "Aw," and he's like, "Now we don't have to take over stuff anymore, and we can just be a family together," and it's like, "Oh, baby Bowser Jr. What a good.
That sounds like we're ascribing characteristics by gender regarding Bowser's identification.
Yeah, I was about to dunk on it the exact same way.
Bowser's a good dad, but
Bowser is a good dad.
Yeah.
Bowser Jr. also wants his mom, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and I feel like when Nintendo does bother to like release media, which shows Bowser dadding, he is shown as an attentive, considerate, loving father, which is usually in those little videos where Nintendo is explaining the features of like parental controls.
Yeah, because he's a good dad.
So like, I'm not sure that fucking Bowser needs to grow sex titties to like be a good dad.
No one's saying he needs to do it to be a good dad. We're just saying that it also allows Bowser Jr. the joys of having his mother in his life. Even if Bowser doesn't know who his mother is or whatever.
Yeah, who is Bowser Jr.'s mom?
Who is Bowser Jr.'s mom? Oh, don't say that the Chain Chomp girl was a mistake. The Chain Chomp girl's cute. Chain Chomp girl's cute, Brian.
It's cute, but it's very Nina Tucker-ish is all I'm gonna say.
Pain Chomp.
I can accept that.
Pain Chomp. So cute. I love it.
But, like, you're putting a dog's brain in a human's body. It's kind of disconcerting.
Yeah, that's why people love it.
Ugh.
I feel like we're about one hot second away from like Nintendo officially embracing this.
I can't
don't
Oh,
wait.
you haven't seen the Change.org petition?
What?
It's got
Yeah.
over 7,000 signatures already.
Right?
Does that have more or less than, like, Waluigi, show us your dick?
Let's
I don't
look
want
it
to
up,
know the answer to that
please.
question, my dude.
I do. Let me look. Change.org.
All I know is that both of them have more signatures than
Waluigi.
add Joey Tribbiani to
Good.
fucking Spider-Man, and that's criminal. It's criminal.
So tell me about Josette.
No. Let's not. He's already a dude.
What? What? What?
Something about Waluigi's
Yeah, I don't
dress.
know.
Joe wants to see Joey Tribbiani wearing the power crown so he can look like Peach.
No.
Oh my god,
It just-
yes.
Wow.
Look at what you've done, Brian. I wasn't even gonna put Bowser on the show doc, and you went and did it, and now this is all your fault.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Like, no, here's why that shit had to go on the fucking show
What the-
doc. Is like, this week, I was out just trying to buy some beer.
Joey Tribbiani
And-
wearing the crown came to approach you.
Well, I mean, obviously, yes. But, so, like, I'm just standing there at the bar, and they're like this little, like, craft brewery, and it is a craft brewery with a video game theme. Okay, anyway, so, all right, thank you, Rocky. So I'm just standing there waiting for my fucking beer, and the barkeep is like, you know about this Bowser?
Oh my god.
Really? Amazing! Oh my god, I love it. I love it. I've also seen Piranha Plant art. I'm also down with Piranha Plant art.
Oh man,
But,
there's
like-
a lot of that.
Yeah, I want.
It's very popular in the tentacle scenes in the hentai worlds. Don't ask me how I know that, but I know that.
Okay, all right. Let me get to, I guess, the payoff of this bullshit. I'm like, yes, I know about Bowsette. There's a guy 2 seats down from me who goes, "What's Bowsette?" Oh, yes. Now I don't know if that guy was acting in good faith or not, and he just wanted to try and hear someone explain this. Because then I got treated to this fucking bartender guy trying to explain the concept. He's like, all right, he's like, there's this video game coming out. And like in it, there's a character called Toadette. And if she puts on a crown, then like, she becomes, Princess Peach, but it's like Peachette. And so, like, at the end of Mario Odyssey, where Princess Peach tells both Mario and Bowser no, Bowser puts on the crown and he becomes sexy.
No. That's okay. That's like the worst description.
That's like the best.
That's a comic.
That's a specific
that was a fucking comic.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. Yes.
It's canon now.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. That's not how canon works.
No, I know that's not how canon works, but I'm saying it's as canonical as any of this. I got some requests. If there's any, fan artists out there who are, good with drawing, I guess, Bowsette style art, or Bowser, I'm sorry. What would you guys think of Tatanka?
Who's Tatanka?
He's
yeah,
wrestling
exactly.
man.
No. Oh, it's Tatanga with a G.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
That was the person in the fucking spaceship in Super Mario Land. I want that.
But with the peach
Or Mouser. Yeah, or Mouser. Or fucking Foreman Spike. I really just want female Foreman Spike. Let's do it.
And while we're putting out the request for fan art of impossibly bad ideas, I'd like to go ahead and request Tamatanga. Also, Chargin' Chuckette.
Oh my god, yeah, Chargin' Chuckette. I'd be super down.
Why are you mixing everyone with Toadette? Are you supposed to be mixing them all with Peach?
Yeah, they're still doing it.
You gotta rename all of these. Yeah, you're fucking it up. You're fucking up the meme. I'll take a Princess Brian for 500.
Oh man. So I think Chuck and Charge It would come out to actually like fuck and charge it, like PH.
Oh no!
I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Tamatanga would become Pama. Ponga? I guess it could be Pamatonga still. But I like Pamaponga because like
Pamaponga's
alliteration.
Good,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll take
Fortunately,
Princess Brian.
what Google is showing me is that nobody has done a charging Chuckette yet, and
you're doing it wrong still.
there we go. There you go, Internet. There's your gap. Rule 37. Put a fucking crown on it.
Wait, actually, hold on. It's not Charge and Chuck. I mean, not Farm. Chuck in Charge, you said?
Charles in Charge.
Charles in Charge becomes Farles and Farge, right?
I hate you.
What
I
the
hate
fuck?
you so much right
God
now.
damn it.
I'm trying to do it right. No, but yeah, Charles in Charge becomes Farles and Farge. Yeah, you just take out the C's and you replace them with P's, and you still get a phonetic sound.
No, I'm just thinking of the Charles in Charge theme song.
We did it, guys. We made it.
Yep.
That's great. What are you talking about, Brian?
The audience can't see it, but it's one of the piranha plant.
Brian will post it on our social media somewhere.
Yeah, he
maybe
probably
it'll
will.
even be the thumbnail for this video.
Oh, God.
Video?
Podcasts.
Yeah, that one. That thing.
Oh, that reminds me, Tegan, you're supposed to be making a video. Like, what's going on with that?
I'm working on the script right now.
Okay.
So Brian, not our Brian from Polygon, did a video this week where he made a timeline with every piece of, with 55 different pieces of Zelda media. Mm-hmm. And he did it wrong.
What do you mean?
All right.
How did he do it wrong?
Tegan, I'm gonna no, god damn it, no.
What's up, Brian?
Brian doesn't want me to get going,
No.
because I will scream.
Yeah, exactly, because inevitably we are going to cover this later whenever
Yeah,
you
I
do
know.
make whatever video
I
you're
know.
going to make.
Fine, we'll leave it at that he did it wrong.
He did it
Did he
wrong.
not include the cereal?
No. He didn't. But that's not part of the media that he used, so, like, I'm not like, super upset about it, because, like, the serial has no plot. He only used, like, games and stuff that has plot lines, pretty much, so, like...
You should have read the inside of that cereal box.
I don't know. But anyway, so, Brian's real mad! But one of my friends from college sent me the video, and I started live messaging him while I was watching this video, because he has seen me rant multiple times, well, rather intoxicated, about Legend of Zelda. And I was like, you had to send me that after I got back from lunch, but I'm 5 minutes in and already have a problem.
Oh, God. Wait, so like, what if we do like a drunk history format of like the history of Hyrule? Like,
I'm
what about-
super down. Holy
That
shit.
is a genius idea.
Okay,
We'll work.
I'll do it. Well, we'll have to film it together somehow, right?
Yeah,
Google Hangouts.
ideally.
Somebody's got to keep me on track before I scream about before I get totally off track and scream about everything.
Man,
Brian's-
drunk video
Brian-
game history could be great.
Oh, I'm watching Brian. Brian's mad. It's okay. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. It's just I'm starting my own research. I'm gonna use the same pieces of media that he has, and I'm gonna make a better timeline than he has. Cause what the fuck is the time break, Brian? We're not, no, if you're gonna put them all in the timeline, you're putting them all in the timeline. You don't do this time break catch-all bullshit. I'm not having it. We're gonna really do it. We're gonna really do it.
Okay. Let's step away from that because Tegan sounds like she's getting started.
I'm not gonna get started.
Brian,
I'm not getting started. You want me to get started?
Are you excited about Skullomania finally making it into SNK Heroines?
Fucking A. God damn it.
Come on, man, talk to us.
Joe, you're
How
fired.
you feel? Joe's fired?
Skeech?
Joe doesn't even work
He
here.
doesn't. Yeah.
I know! That is the kind of power I wield!
I've been disowned as granddad.
You can't fire Grandpa. You can't fire Grandpa, Brian.
yeah.
That's not nice.
You gotta
She's sending me to a
apologize, man.
home.
That's
no.
uncool.
That's right. That's
You're out of
right.
line, man.
Off to the home with...
Don't send
This
him.
isn't about Joe.
Yeah, it's
You know
okay.
it's not about Joe. Just talk to us, man.
Oh, god damn it. Alright, so...
Use your words.
Fucking SNK heroines. The saga continues. So, you know, now that I have the final confirmation from UPS, they're like, "Yep, we fucked up. We lost it. It's gone forever. We lost your copy of the collector's edition of SNK Heroines." I got in touch with NIS America, and I'm like, "Hey, I have confirmation from UPS that it's completely lost. They fucked up. The tracking reflects that. I would like to get a refund or a replacement, preferably a replacement, because, yo, I need a fucking snapback cap that says Fatal Cutie on it.
Love that.
You know, that is going to give me such life." And then I get a message back from NIS America support, which says the following. "Okay, we'll need to send an email to the warehouse, and then the warehouse will send an email to UPS to open a claim. Once UPS emails the warehouse will email us. And then once we get the money from the claim from UPS, then we can either give you a refund or send out another copy."
Ooh. Ooh.
Red tape.
So, is the final delivery time of this going to be like about how long Odysseus took to come back from Greece?
Yeah, basically, that's what it sounds like. This is Brian's Odyssey.
Basically, there is going to be no online community left once I get a copy of this fucking fighting game. Like,
Brian, have you had fun with Shadow of the Tomb Raider, dude? What's going on with that?
yeah, I guess my week has kind of included playing video games, which is it's been a minute. So I've been playing Lara Croft Would Like to Speak to the Manager, aka Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Like, man, all right. So, and I don't know if this has been your experience, Tegan, but like I definitely have the feeling that like this is a game that exists simply to exist. Like it doesn't feel like there is any kind of like real urgency or necessity to this game's construction so far. Like I feel like so far I am pretty well disappointed with this game. The combat feels stiff and pretty uninteresting. And one of the things that I enjoyed about the previous games in the Tomb Raider reboot series is that like they were definitely following the Uncharted formula, and like They found some really interesting ways as far as like level design of getting the player into a situation where it would just kind of like take the player by surprise and go like, oh wow, that now there's 900 dudes and I didn't see it coming. But like so far, the design of the spaces has been so bland as to be like, yep, I can tell pretty well that if I walk forward 5 feet, 900 guys are going to hop out and go boogada, boogada, boogada. And that's just such a bummer. Come on, game. You can do better. I kind of appreciate this whole thing that they're going for where, like, the end of the world is being brought about by Lara Croft's own presumptuousness. But I don't think they're really dwelling in that or, like, really exploring that, like, adequately. I think that if they wanted to dig into that and, you know, and really honor that as an idea, they're not doing a good enough job of it.
How many times has your Laura cried so far?
I've lost count. I mean, they get her crying real quick. Like, she cries, I think, 2 to 3 times within the first fucking hour of the game.
Yeah, I mean, but you would too.
She cries at one point when Jonah calls her out. Mm-hmm. Where Jonah's like, basically, you suck.
And she's like, I do!
Right. And then she cries when she watches all those nice people drown because of her.
They drown, like, fucking fast, too. They're just, like, gone.
Yep. And she cries when the guy from Trinity is like, basically, you've shit the bed. Mm-hmm. That's, like, 3 cries within, like, the first hour. They definitely start banking that shit pretty quickly. But, like, she's very quickly, like, evading a sense of personal responsibility. She's like, well, you know, this may be all my fault, but like, I'm obviously the only person equipped and ready to deal with this problem that I've created. And I'm like, this is terrible. I don't know if it's just because like, I've been exposed to like better world building and better like character writing, you know, like since then in this particular kind of game, I really got a sense in like the opening set piece of the game where I think Square Enix wanted us to be really impressed, and then I guess collectively weren't. There's a moment where like Laura is like wandering through this Mexican village, and it is the most like derivative, exploitative bullshit Dia de los Muertos celebration you've ever seen. And I'm like, man, fuck you, video game. And I just think about like the last Uncharted game that came out, the one starring Chloe Frazer. Explored like lots of like really interesting themes really well, where it was like about, you know, a person like exploring like their heritage, because like, you know, Chloe has like an English father and an Indian mother, and she's like going home and reconciling that and being like, you know, ways I've dealt with my Indian identity and I've kind of like set that aside and ignored it, and like lots of like really good writing.
I have to check that game out. I honestly I didn't even know it featured stuff like that in it. I really should check that out.
Yeah, and the and all of the action was like a lot tighter, and the you know, the exploration and puzzle pieces was a lot better. And so like I came out of that last Uncharted game, you know, which featured a female protagonist for the first time in an Uncharted game, going, okay, so this is kind of what I expect from Tomb Raider now on. Also, the ultimate plot of Uncharted The Lost Legacy was ensuring that a piece of stolen art is rightfully returned to the culture from which it was pilfered, wow. which kind of like runs contrary to what is like the name of the series is fucking Tomb Raider, you know, like, yeah, and so like it just feels like Lara Croft wanting to speak to the manager at this point just feels very, you know, old and staid, and like it's a series that is aware that it needs to grow and change and evolve, and it's not doing so. It has a level of self-awareness to go like, shit, like, we need to do something, and then he says, but we ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be an interesting thread if they actually went with it, but, like, one, that'd be contrary to the character they want to portray as, like, this, like, good person, and two, it'd be so hard to explore that.
Laura isn't a good person, though.
Yeah.
I mean, not like in individual actions, but like the overarching thing. While like what I'm calling for would have to specifically be like, you suck.
I mean, but she did fuck up. Like, the entire reason this game is going on is because she went, I'm a tomb explorer, and I'm gonna take what I find, and that fucked it all up. Surprise! So, like, I feel like this is a good place to make that turn and be like, no, I fucked up. This is all my fault, literally. I have to be better next time. You know?
Yeah, I can see that.
At least there's another Assassin's Creed. I would never, you know what, if somebody went back in time and said, hey, Brian, you're going to one day say the sentence, at least there's another Assassin's Creed out this week, then, like, and I would have been like, no, you're wrong, I wouldn't say that.
It's coming out this week.
But
yeah,
hey.
It's coming out. No, it's coming out Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this week.
Yeah. Oh, is it Tuesday? Fuck yeah.
It'll be out when this, yeah.
It'll be out, yeah. We'll all be playing it. Well, some of us will be playing it.
Yeah.
Wait, we're not keeping up kayfabe about this time stuff anymore?
Nah, what's the point?
Brian and Rocky keep messing it up. Mostly Rocky.
I mean, it's because, like, we talk about stuff like, it's like, wait, it's Wednesday. It came out yesterday. Like, if I listened to the show, I wouldn't want
It came out yesterday, but, like, we haven't played it because we don't record on a weekday.
True.
But we're gonna record on a weekday, and I'm gonna cry. Because it's gonna be late at night. Oof.
Listen, brother, the internet killed kayfabe, I'll tell you.
Speaking of kayfabe, Brian, what's up with wrestling these days?
I don't know, brother. Like, so the first New Japan Pro show that I got to watch, like, as it was a thing, you know, not going back and, like, digging into really the historical record, was Destruction Hiroshima. And that was the thing that got me first used to the idea of, like, okay, bud, this card is going to be about 3 hours long, and, like, pretty much most of this is going to be tag matches. And, like, I mean, I already knew that was a thing, and I already thought that was a good thing, because, like, you run more tag matches, then the guys can go, like, till they're much older. That's why you've got, like, guys in Japan and Mexico who can, like, fucking go until they're, like, 60, you know, because they're not out there, like, doing, like, singles matches, like, 4 or 5 nights a week. Yeah, and then the main event, the singles match, Omega versus, like, Ishii, like, I thought was a really good fucking fight. And I was like,
was that the first time you saw Ishii, like, in a match? Man,
yes,
he's
yes,
crazy to watch, right? Like, he just, like, he hits so hard. Like, the Stone Pitbull is such a good nickname for him, because that's really what he is. He's like a Stone Pitbull.
Man, there was that fucking lariat in that fight. It was just, like, oh my God.
In the G1 match, he busted Kenny's lip open with a lariat. It was nuts. Yeah, it was wild. Yeah.
And so, like, I watched this fight, and I was like, this is fucking great. This guy hits like there is no tomorrow. And then, like, I wander online after watching it, and people are like, that was trash. That's the worst fight they've ever had. And I'm like, what the fuck you people talking about? Like, that was a great fight. Like, there was, like, lots of good, like, there was good in-ring storytelling. Like, it was good business. It was good business. And then I guess, you know, then I watched the Destruction in Kobe. I haven't yet gone back and watched the middle one.
Yeah, I didn't see the other one.
But I wanted to watch. Yeah, so I watched Kobe, and first of all, that motherfucker sliding underneath the ring was gold.
Wait, can you give me some context for this? Because I'm wondering now.
You gotta explain it, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess this is the second time during a major wrestling show this year that there is a guy, like, running full tilt boogie toward the ring, because the plan is to, you know, do a dive underneath the bottom rope into the ring. But too much velocity and bad trajectory instead means that where you end up is underneath the ring.
That's perfect.
Man.
Yeah. He got torn up, too, by that. It happened earlier this year in WWE when they were in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm like, that apparently this 2018 is the year of dudes under the ring. But I think, I thought that the Kobe show was good too. Like, Tanahashi is good and pure,
he's a
and
good
he
boy.
is our he's a good boy. He's our ace. He's a fantastic Boy Scout. Versus the jerk Okada.
He just came out with this movie, Tanahashi, that he's the star of, called My Dad is a Heel Pro Wrestler, where basically the plot is like this little kid is super excited to find out his dad is a pro wrestler, but then when he like goes to actually watch his dad, he finds out that his dad is like a heel, and he's like this like evil like tick or something, and he's like all like sad about it. And I don't know, the movie just came out, but that's what it's about. I was watching the trailer, but it's all in Japanese, so I don't know. There's no subtitles or anything.
Oh man, that sounds so good. So like, that's been going on. See here, other bullshit wrestling stuff that went on, and like the fucking Nick Gage Invitational 3 happened. That shit was wild. Like, you want to see some guys smash each other in the head with fluorescent light tubes. Nick Gage is your guy. He'll get that done for you.
Damn.
Man, well, God, where the Nick Gage Invitational, that shit happened here. It happened in the back of a closed grocery store. But there was some, man, it was wild. The way the Nick Gage Invitational was organized was like, there were 5 one-on-one matches, death matches. The finals were set to be like a 5-man match with the guys who won their first round matches. So when they got to the final, fucking Nick Gage comes out and he's like, the finals are going to be a 4-man match and not a 5-man match because Schlack had to go to the hospital.
What?
So it's just going to be 4 of us. They brought in some of those like absolutely just fucking bonkers nuts, like Japanese deathmatch guys.
Like the FMW type guys.
They brought in like Kodaka, and Takeda, and it's like that man has come from Japan and he is currently chewing on fluorescent light bulbs. I just did not expect to see 2 Japanese men going at each other with fucking knives in the ring and hitting each other with like downed trees. It's hard stuff. Like, I'm not sure that I can on the reg consume
it's
deathmatch wrestling.
A lot to take in.
I think it's a thing that like I can watch like maybe once or twice a year. Yeah. I think that might be my annual limit.
AAA, I think it was AAA. They had some crazy street fight or like deathmatch style fight. Oh my god, it was really brutal. It was, I don't know, it was too much for me.
I'm not sure I can really handle the stuff that comes out of like AAA because those guys seem to like set as a bare minimum requirement putting a guy through a windshield of a car. And I'm just like, I can't. That is a bridge too far.
Wait, how do they get the car in the ring?
They'll do that shit outdoors. Like a lot of these like outfits that want to do like weird bullshit deathmatch wrestling, like a lot of weird bullshit deathmatch wrestling in Japan and in Mexico, they just hold the event outdoors. They're like, okay, we're in this junkyard. Everybody's getting tetanus.
Yeah,
nice.
This one's at a baseball stadium. This one's in a alley.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. I am playing Dragon Quest XI. But I restarted on Draconian Quest because, like, the game was super easy. Like, I don't know if anyone's actually watched except for, like, Tegan.
Me!
But I was only controlling the protagonist, and I left, like, all the other characters on, like, auto battle, and they did, like, random shit, and it was never a problem. So I went back and turned on some of the Draconian Quest options, which, like, can make the game harder, which include reduced experience points from easy battles. Like, after a while, you'll hit a point where you're strong enough that when you fight an enemy, they'll just give you 0 experience points. There's a thing to make all the monsters super difficult to fight. There's also another one that makes it so that the character gets a disease called shy pox. Makes it so that you can't talk to all the NPCs, like, at a random, like, value. So I guess it just does, like, a dice roll and decides, like, you can't talk to this person. In addition, in combat, it'll make it so that the protag will just skip their turn because they're too shy or spooked to do anything.
They're just like, oh, fuck. What
Yeah.
is that talking mushroom? Can't attack.
I couldn't bring myself to turn that one on. But I only turned on reduced experience and super strong enemies. And I've had to grind a bit more, and I've dealt with a couple more of the exploits that are in the game. Like, for example, Eric has a pair of abilities, Sleeper Hit, which knocks some opponent unconscious or puts them in the sleep condition. And then you get an attack that does 6 times the normal damage if you hit a sleeping opponent. So I've been getting a lot of mileage out of that. There's a different one that does the same thing for, like, poison and paralysis. I'm really upset at fighting metal slimes.
They're the best, though.
Because, like, they're immune to everything except for specific metal attacks or if you have a liquid metal weapon.
Why does liquid metal work on solid metal?
I don't...
Well, they're liquid metal as well.
Why does what? That doesn't make sense.
No, they're slimes. So metal slimes are liquid metal.
Right, but why would a liquid metal then work on a liquid metal? Wouldn't the liquid metal creature just absorb the liquid metal weapon?
So the explanation, I think, used to be that it's not weapons made of liquid metal, it's weapons made specifically for attacking liquid metal.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if that's still true. That might have been a weird localization thing back in the day.
Well, I don't have a liquid metal weapon at the moment, and I found that the first access I have to metal striking abilities are only in the sword tree, which also in my initial run I wasn't using. But the game lets you, like, respec at any given moment, if you just pay, like, the statue a little bit of gold, which is kind of nice.
Pay the statue some gold and it will change your stats! Wah!
Yeah, or just that. You know. And outside of that, I have almost caught up to where I was before. I gotta go do my tournament arc, and then find out that my grandpa, the ancient king, has been a traveling warrior. I am in love with Jade. She's excellent. I think Akira Toriyama, or whoever assists with character design in Dragon Quest, appears to be, like, a really huge leg guy. Cause, like, pretty much every, like, female character has exposed legs, or at least exposed thighs. Shoutouts.
Toriyama's chase has changed then since the 80s, because it definitely used to be the other half of the body before.
Maybe that was it. Maybe someone got on and was like, hey, dude, don't go crazy on the busts. And then it's just like, oh, okay. And then, like, he just focuses on legs, I guess.
He's like, I got you, my guy.
I mean,
He's like, I know what you
got
mean.
you.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, thighs!
And, like,
We want
it's
thighs
cool,
that can
though.
crush us.
Also, Jade has an ability, and, like, on the AI, it spams this ability. It just also it doesn't also happen. They intentionally made it strong because they wanted this animation to play a lot. But it's, like, this huge, like, booty bounce ability, like, kind of like Peach's side B in Smash. And, it deals a shit ton of damage, but, like, the AI will just use that ability nonstop, which is a lot, but I don't know. I've been having a lot of fun with Dragon Quest XI. Joe, if there's something I'm supposed to know about Dragon Quest XI, please tell me, because there's a lot of things that I feel like I don't get.
I haven't played 11, and, like, frankly, I probably haven't played as much Dragon Quest as you think I have. I just happen to, like, really like the couple of the games that I have played through. But
Okay.
I was going to say, one tip on slimes, if you have any character who can learn any skill that allows them to hit more than once, that's actually many times more valuable than metal strikes. Because then, like, especially if they're a character with a high critical hit chance, you can get 2 critical hits on a metal slime, and then, like, insta-kill them.
True. Okay. I've gathered so far that slimes only have 4 HP, at least at the moment.
Because you're probably fighting garden variety metal slimes. Later there will be liquid metal slimes, like king metal slimes. Sage metal slimes, I think, is a thing, but I don't know if they're in 11 or not.
I'm already shook. And I, like... So my thief character, Eric, he fights with daggers, and it took me maybe 10 hours to get to the point where I had enough skill points to learn the dual wield ability. And ironically, my caster also has a dual wield ability, but she, like, fights with wands. I guess, like...
2 wands!
Yeah, right? Like, she's
2
gonna dual wands.
wands.
Or, like, dual wield spears, hopefully, at some point. Hopefully spears aren't two-handed weapons. But if they are not, I'm definitely gonna have her fight with 2 spears. I just gotta see what that's like.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Have you tried to wield 1 spear? Spears are long.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I've LARPed before. I know a bit about spears. I'm not gonna... Jesus, I said that out loud. Forgive me.
Yep.
But I don't know. I've seen, like, twin spears at least in an anime or something. I feel like someone's just, like, standing still, holding 2 spears, 1 in each arm. That might sound insane. I don't know.
No, I mean, so there are historical records of people doing double spear, but it's much more the exception, and generally it's people who also do double halberd shit, which is also, like, you have to be crazy fucking strong to do double halberd.
Double halberd? What the
If
fuck?
I met a girl that
across
had
the
double
sky.
halberds, I'd marry her on the spot. I would propose on the spot.
I mean, historically, double halberds has been mostly, like, huge dude weapon.
I understand what you're saying. My statement still stands. Man. And I've also been working my way through this YouTube series because, like, Allegra Frank read about it, and honestly, like, I'll read whatever she writes. But she talked about this YouTube series by this dude who runs a series based off City Skylines, like the city building game, and he's building a city over time with, like, in the form of, like, a lecture series. And it started, like, with North American colonialism. He changed some of the countries around and whatnot, but he's basically just talking about the development of a particular city, Franklin, over time in this area as if it were a part of the North American city development. And it's cool. Like, I've been having fun with it. The episodes are usually about 20 minutes long. Last week's episode was actually about an hour long. It's pretty intense. Well, like 49 minutes. And he runs a Patreon, and he has the forward-thinking idea of just running a $1 Patreon. So you can donate more than $1, but, like, there's only, like, 1 tier, and it is $1. And he just runs it off of that. He uses it to pay his rent, buy beer. Like, he's a true American hero. But otherwise, you know, it's cool.
So he's basically, like, telling the fictional history of his town?
Yes. But also, like, in the context of, like, American politics. So, like, he's talking about, like, real American and real world politics, but placing this city into that context as an example.
Wow, that's really awesome.
That's actually really...
I'm
yeah,
adding
that's
this to my
fascinating,
watch
dude.
later. I just pulled it up. I'm just going to put that on my...
Yeah, man, go get it. Shout outs to this dude. And the first episode is, like, really blown out. And, like, I almost wanted to, like, send him a message. Like, hey, man, like, I can work on your audio or whatever. But the next episode, he just got a new mic and he was fixed. That was it. Whole thing. But the guy's cool. And he definitely knows what he's talking about. He has, like, a degree in, like, civil engineering. So he definitely, like, knows his space. And it is pretty political. I definitely accept that. But it's appears to be well researched. Like, he sources his stuff. And it's entertaining to, like, listen to the dude while watching him, like, build all this stuff. And he builds it, like, you know, in a what's it called? But, like, fast forward, whatever it's called. And so, like,
Time lapse.
There we go. Yeah, it's a time lapse of his building session, and he puts his, like, lecture over that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Joe,
Hey, what's up?
what's going on, dog?
Since being on last, a lot. So I've been going through a bit of shit in my personal life, so one of my friends recommended I played Getting Over It.
Oh, fuck.
Is
That's
your
not
friend a
friend,
monster?
dude.
Well,
Yeah.
he played it and beat it and was like, yeah, man, I won't describe it as life-changing, but it's very cathartic. And so I started it, and I was, like, in a point in what I was going through where it was just making me more pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I need to stop this. And the way I described it to him was something to the effect of, like, you know how, you guys, like, Keynes, the economist?
Yeah.
He said something to the effect of, like, yes, in the long run, the market will adjust itself, but in the long run, we're all dead. And I was like, yeah, man, in the long run, this will be, like, a really cathartic experience if I finish it. But I honestly think it's going to drive me to depression if I fucking try to finish this game. So I eventually stopped and started playing Secret of Mana, which was a game on my backlog list that I messaged you guys, that I tweeted to you guys about my lack of luck in finishing the game with a consistent people.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I'm playing it with my roommate right now, and we're now further in the game than I've ever gotten before, which, yes, all jokes about that have been made. Yeah.
Kinky.
I ship it.
Joe X roommate.
It's an interesting game. I tried playing it solo for a while, which, hey, guess what? Secret of Mana is really badly designed for solo play because the AI are fucking terrible because it was a Super Nintendo game. Like, I have all the respect in the world for, God, what's his name? Is it, like, Nazar Gabelli? The guy who programmed Secret of Mana, like the Iranian dude who Square hired because he's, like, a genius programmer. But, like,
I had no idea.
Yeah, he's straight up from Iran. He's not in the games industry anymore because he's secretly older than a lot of people think he is, but there's actually a really cool interview of him by John Romero in, like, 1997, where, John Romero, seen as this big dude in the PC space, is just like, I can't believe the work you did on consoles, it's insane, and, like, he just, like, interviews him about it. You should watch that. I only recently found out about it, because you see peak 90s John Romero, long hair, fucking weird white King of Fighters ass style coat, and glasses, just interviewing this, like, older, like, dude who worked for Square Enix. It's really weird.
Dang, he needs that Fatal Cutie hat. Also, link us that interview.
I will. But, some of the other contentious things I gotta say about, Secret of Mana, man, there's some really bad, issues regarding the gameplay in that game where you have to, like, wait for, like, a timer to go up, active time battle style, because, like, everyone thinks of that game as an action game, but it's really more like a RPG where you can walk around. Yeah, it looks a lot more like a Zelda game, but it's not. Which is weird because the other games in the series are more like that. For instance, I played Sword of Mana before ever playing Secret, and a lot of people hate Sword of Mana, and with good reason, but honestly, if there was no multiplayer in Secret, Sword of Mana would be a better game on every single front. I'm finding that out.
Damn.
Yeah. Like, people need to go back and play Secret of Mana if they think it's better than Sword of Mana and just realize, like, oh crap, this game did not age well in the slightest.
Man, Joe out here shooting on Secret of Mana.
Well, I mean, he has a vendetta, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Hey,
had some
fuck
history.
off. Anyways, that's proof I don't have a vendetta. Me saying fuck off. I'm going with Kavanaugh rules. Anyways.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
So, other than that, I recently took a sort of soul search trip where I drove to LA. You know, that place where everyone goes to relax and search for their soul. And I walked a lot of it, actually. I did not walk to LA, holy shit. But I drove to LA and then stayed in a place in Echo Park, which is kind of like a hipster neighborhood. And just walked a lot of, like, downtown LA. Meant to get to the beach at some point, but kind of just said fuck it, because I kept on waking up late enough that I'm like, I don't want to go to the beach at this hour. Yeah, I also meant to do Tai Chi in fucking, Chinatown, and then I would wake up too late for Tai Chi. I also meant to go to a Japanese garden. I woke up too late for the Japanese garden.
Damn, man. That's rough.
Yeah, I was a bit burned out from work, so, I'm all recharged and shit now, and I want to go back to LA again soon, so I can go to those things, but while they're game-related stuff, I went to a couple game bars.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, both of which were pretty cool. There was one near Echo Park / like the Sunset area. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but if you just look up, the location and what I just said, you'll probably find it. It was pretty cool, sort of smaller than a lot of the places we have in Arizona, because Arizona, for whatever reason, is like a haven of game bars and like game stores. I don't know why. But I also went to another one near Little Tokyo called 82, which was like really fucking cool actually, and was like a really, I think this is kind of an Arizona specific thing, but if anyone's been to Cobra Arcade is really good and really bad simultaneously, because it simultaneously has a really good arcade selection and is a pretty good club. The problem is you shouldn't operate those two at the same time on top of each other, because it leads to a bunch of awkward situations regarding if you're trying to do one thing or the other.
Right, yeah. I don't
Meanwhile,
see those two things meshing very well.
Yeah, meanwhile, 82 in like Little Tokyo does a much better job of that, because it's a chiller but still really hip bar, and then like has like a pretty good but like slightly older arcade selection. So that was cool. I also went to a bunch of used game stores while I was in LA, and frankly, most of them I was like, I'd rather just go online, except for one that was in the mall in Little Tokyo, which was like really cool. It's called like Retro Game Camp, which sounds like it's going to be like a convention rather than like a store, but it's a store, and apparently they have like a location there and in Akihabara. But it was really cool. I came back, and for my podcast, I got like a old Yu Yu Hakusho Super Famicom game, and got God, what is it? A PC Engine Space Harrier game for one of my friends who lent me his PC Engine. Yeah.
Nice.
I
guess like if I go back to LA, you guys got any suggestions for nerd shit to do?
Okay, so I'm kind of curious as to some of these game shops that you went to that disappointed you, because by all accounts, one of the best used game stores in the country is in LA. So I'm just trying to figure out like if you are Game Dude.
What area is that in? Because it might have just been outside of the area that I was able to coordinate with the rest of my activities.
Well, it's in NoHo.
Oh, shit. Okay, then I totally could have gone. I fucked that up.
Game Dude is definitely on my to-do list.
I'm going to write that down right now.
There's a NoHo in LA?
North Hollywood.
Oh, North Hollywood.
Yeah. It's
I think that one of my favorite things to do whenever I'm in LA is, unless I make the time to have at least one coordinated attack on the Scientologist, I haven't done my job.
Do you actually go to the Scientology Center? Because I saw it and it was fucking huge, but...
Actually, last time not last time, but I think the time before that I went, across the street from the Scientology mansion, I think it's a mansion, there's actually a pretty good sushi place that's across the street.
I'll take that down.
I forget what it's actually. I think it's called Sushi Stop, and it uses like the GameStop font
That's
and
weird.
like color scheme. And then there's like a pretty good improv comedy house right next door to Sushi Stop.
Is it one of the UCB theaters?
I don't think it's associated with UCB, but I might be wrong.
Another thing I love in LA, like I think probably my favorite part of that town is just, I love Little Thailand. It's a cool place. I feel like it's also a place which is being increasingly erased by Los Angeles real estate prices. So I'd say like hang out in Little Thailand while you can.
I went there during a weekday kind of early, so it was like not many people around, and like it felt like it was a neighborhood sort of not on the decline, but like it felt like people were like being gentrified out, and like it felt sort of weird. Also, I tried going to the clown themed strip club and it wasn't open yet, so I had the opposite problem there because I went too early.
Joe has a very narrow window of availability.
Yep. LA defeated my ability to see anything, I guess.
I did not know there was a clown themed strip club, and I guess we now know where the 16th Doink the Clown will be. Just
apparently it's according to most people there, that's the neighborhood bar.
You mean so there's just like disappointed like neighborhood alcoholics like ignoring clown strippers?
Yes.
Because that's the cyberpunk future I want.
I mean, I thought like clowns in general were like depressed alcoholics. I thought that was like the deal.
Well, it's the customers and the clowns now.
I think you're just talking about a clown bar.
Jumbo's Clown Room.
Yep, that's the name.
Oh no.
That's the name.
Oh.
Jumbo's.
Oh no.
Sounds like the name of an anime.
Kind of, yeah.
Tegan, how's that sound for anime?
I mean,
It's a slice of life stripper show.
no,
No.
because that's gonna stick it in the hentai category automatically.
It's a slice of life
So,
burlesque
like-
show. How about that?
Jumbos, better. It's a slice of life. What are they called? It's like a host club.
Oh yes.
Clown
Not
themed
like
host
we're in
club?
high school host
like
club,
in Yakuza.
but like,
Yeah.
yeah, like in
Host
Yakuza, yeah. And it's a slice of life about the girls working there, but not anything like super seedy. It's all like like lighthearted fun.
They're just trying to.
And whenever there's
Yeah,
a creepy
they're
dude, they kick him
sick.
out. Because they're cool with the local Yakuza, who are ridiculous boys. But they're all good boys, so it's
No,
okay.
by definition, Yakuza are not good boys.
Kiryu
No,
is
they're
a good boy.
They're good boys. We're making them
Kiryu
good
is
boys.
a good boy.
We're
He's the
making
best
them
boy.
like, yeah,
Majima is a
yeah.
good boy.
But these boys are like, they're charming and silly, and like they've had some hard times, and that's why they're in the Yakuza. They're not like they'll kill a guy if they gotta, but they don't
Yeah.
wanna.
So we're going with Yakuza
You know?
rules as opposed to
Like
Ichi
that.
the Killer rules. Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Yeah,
Please no Ichi
yeah.
the Killer.
Mhm.
I used to love that movie until I realized that it was terrible.
Like, my condolences, man.
I used to love that movie until it was
You know, like
bad.
that is my relationship with a lot of like Mikei's work.
Yeah.
Is like I've gone back and I've watched like a lot of his stuff that like when I was a early 20s tryhard thought was like super fucking cool, and I'm like, nope. Visitor Q is a bad movie. You know, like there's just so many of his movies that like I go back and I watch them now, and I'm just like, this sucks. Fudo the New Generation sucks. Like, the only ones of his movies I think I still actively like are The Happiness of the Katakuris,
Okay, I was thinking that was going to be the one.
and I'm still good with The Bird People of China.
I need to see that.
Now, I have not watched Audition in years for this very reason.
Oh, Audition's actually still good. Audition's
Like,
still
I
good.
was like, man, I don't want to watch Audition and be like, this fucking sucks. Like, because there is very few things in movies that like left me as absolutely shaken is when that fucking burlap sack falls over for the first time in that movie. Just like, you're like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh
shit.
God, I'm never going to sleep again. Oh.
Oh yeah, no, that still holds up, and like frankly, there's without getting into too much detail, the very weird ethereal sex scene in that movie, like, well, not sex scene, like attempted sex scene where it turns into the weirdest conversation of all time, has the vibes that I think half of Ichi the Killer was going for and failed
Yeah,
to deliver.
okay. But yeah, Ichi is definitely like the biggest, like, it's like a fucking, like, what if a Trapper Keeper was a movie? It's just, fuck that movie.
I think it's less like what if a Trapper Keeper was a movie and more like, hey man, what if I made a ransom note out of like cutout porn?
Yep, okay.
What?
Yeah, just watch the movie, Tegan, you'll know.
No, Tegan, don't.
No, I don't watch movies. Remember?
Speaking of movies, I just saw Hereditary last night.
Oh, how was that?
It's fucking disturbing. It's really, really scary. But, like, not in, like, a... Like, it's scary in, like, the way that, like, Rosemary's Baby is scary. You know what I mean?
That...
I don't watch movies.
It's, like, really
so I don't
creepy
know.
and just, like, slow and, like... It just keeps building and building and building and building, and you're just like, fuck. Like, the first half of the movie, like, there's, like, almost nothing spiritual, supernatural whatsoever. Like, all the horror just comes from, like, the drama of a family falling apart, and there's, like, it's just, like, shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking crazy how it can just become a horror movie from, like, that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Sorry.
no, dude. Like, I'm way into the,
no worries,
horror
man.
renaissance, which is happening right now. Like, it makes me happy that there are a bunch of good horror movies being made. Well, I think that one of the secret discoveries of this this episode of Impossible Coin is that if we ever wanted to have Impossible Coin spin-off side story Guy Den, we could apparently have a horror movie podcast, and I didn't even know that.
Tegan is guest number
thank
1.
you.
She has to watch a movie.
Nope, Tegan's not. Nope, not watching a horror movie. Absolutely not. Plain refuse. Thank you. Goodbye.
I've been trying to get her to watch Get Out for like 2 years.
Speaking of things Tegan needs to watch,
What?
I heard you talking about JoJo last week.
Uh-oh.
You weren't. I don't think you were shitting on it, but like, you need to watch that show. You need to watch that show.
Like, my friends who are into cosplay think that JoJo's the funniest
It's real
thing.
funny.
And like, and they do the cosplay and it's all like hot pink and navy blue and glitter everywhere. And I'm just like, wow, this looks like a hot mess of a costume, but it looks great. And I'm so glad you're enjoying that. But what are you doing?
Like 5 episodes into season 2 or like the series 2. You know what I'm talking about?
England?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody Stream.
Yeah, that song is amazing.
Oh yeah, that's great.
I have that shit saved in my Spotify. I listen to it all the time. One of the best anime intro songs of all time. I love that song so much.
It's in regular rotation on my like weekly playlist.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously,
Right,
it sucks.
It's kind of boring until the end, and then I liked it like a bit. See, I think that's what happened. I was like, this is like all right. Like I like the music a lot, and I like the really like expressive stuff. Like, but like I just don't really know what people like love about this show. Like I see all these like tweets and like memes and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is like? How does this become like that? You know what I mean? Like I'm not seeing this thread.
Oh.
And now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know that it's like separate series. At the time, I didn't, and then I got to the second one, and I was enjoying it. But I think at that time, I was just not feeling it. I got to get back into it.
Yeah.
Were you kind of like, how does
Yeah.
British Fist of the North Star vampire hunting turn into fucking Persona?
Yeah, I kind of. Yeah,
Ugh.
What's the?
Fist of the North Star is awesome though.
It's a jump.
Oh, is
True.
it? Is it? I
Don't
love Fist of
understand.
the North Star while simultaneously recognizing that like you can watch 10 episodes and then just know that the rest of the series will be that forever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like cool to watch once in a while, like, like 1 episode, 2 episodes. I can't wait for that Yakuza studio made Fist of the North Star game. I will play the shit out of that.
That looks fucking amazing.
Shit out of that.
Final thing on JoJo, Tegan, like, do you really like battle anime with like complex power sets?
Do you mean shonen anime? Do I like shonen
Well, it depends
anime?
on the shonen.
Well,
Are you
like,
talking like...
it depends on the shonen because like there's a lot of shonen that like have a lot of fighting, but I wouldn't consider battle anime because they don't have like a tournament saga and they don't have like well-defined powers.
What's a shonen anime without a good tournament
True.
arc, though? Like, you need a good tournament arc.
Like they exist, but like I mean,
Sports anime are all tournament arcs
That's why
all
they're
the
the
time.
there's some like shonen that are giant robot
like-
shit where it's like there's a war, there's no tournaments
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
not the
I'm talking
same,
about like,
though.
yo, dog, we have very specific rules about how our powers work, and then we like, you know, have this like crazy fight where we're exploiting like the rules of the powers. Because I'd say JoJo is maybe one of the best examples of that of all time. It doesn't start that way because season 1 has the most like the powers don't necessarily make sense and they just come up with shit on the fly. But once you get to season 3 and season 4, it's very much like, I have a very specific power that sounds like it shouldn't be useful in any way, but because of like a specific way of using it, I can do crazy shit. So it's just,
That sounds...
it's basically
yeah,
a
that
video
sounds good.
game with the most dramatic characters of all time.
Yeah,
It's a video
Yep.
game, but you get to watch it.
but Joe's really excited for like part 5 because in part 5 they break the video game, like the whole shit.
Everybody's really excited for Part 5. When Part 5 was announced, my Twitter blew
Well, it's-
up. And everyone's just like, Part 5! And I'm like, yay! Why? Yeah, why are we yelling? I'm glad you're excited, but
People
why
don't
are we
even like
yelling?
part 5 that much. It's more, they were worried that since part 5 is one of the least popular parts of the series, that they were never going to do it. And that they were never going to continue. Like, part 5 is cool, it has some really cool powers, but the plot's really fucking weird. Because, as mentioned earlier, the show is, like, intergenerational. And part 5 is, like, a side story, effectively, where it's just like, hey man, I mean, do you guys mind if I spoil some weird shit?
I mean, it's
I
gonna
already
be
know,
weird.
so it's cool.
Hey man,
Just go ahead.
what if a villain sewed his head onto another character's body, had sex with a woman, and then had a child that was like their weird shipping child? And it doesn't really matter anything about the woman that, you know, he impregnated. It's just it's the main villain and the main character of the first season having a child. And now that's the main character. Yeah.
What?
Wait.
Oh, well,
How
the
does
guy's a
genetics
vampire,
work?
so it's all good.
Dio and who? Dio and who?
Yeah, Dio and Jonathan. So this dude is effectively
Wait.
Dio and Jonathan's child.
What?
Oh yeah, because at the end of part one, like at the end of
Oh
part one,
my
you remember how Jonathan dies, right?
Decapitated.
But like in part 3, they basically come back and say that Jonathan dies, but Dio, being a vampire and his severed head being in like Jonathan's arms, basically attached his head to Jonathan's body, which is kind of why part 3 happens, like as a whole. But so part 5 is about the love child of that like monstrosity, Jonathan Joestar's body and Dio's head, like basically impregnating some woman. And that child now has powers.
That child wants to become a mafioso, so he joins the mob. Season 5 is really weird, mostly because it's a guy who's like, I want to do good, so I'm gonna join the mob.
Yeah.
It takes place entirely in Italy.
That's right. And like the Pope's in it or something.
No,
right?
the Pope's in season 7.
Fuck.
Oh, wait, really quick, funny story. Season 7 was made around the same time as BioShock Infinite, like in parallel, and they have very bizarrely similar plots that you would not fucking believe about American exceptionalism and transdimensional like powers. Like, and I don't think they knew about each other at all, but like it came out in the weirdest fucking way possible.
No way. BioShock Infinite definitely ripped off JoJo. Like, who are you kidding, Joe?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Also, the guy in Season 7, the main villain, is literally the president of the United States and says something vaguely similar to Make America Great Again.
Oh my.
wait, no, okay, so not Trump, but like Trump's writers also read JoJo? Dude, I'm
Kind
down.
of.
JoJo's everywhere.
Well, okay, who here has done Metal Gear Rising?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, like that is a game where the whole climax of the game is like somebody bellowing, "Make America Great Again" before your big final boss fight, like actual dialogue.
Senator Armstrong, that shit is ridiculous. That cutscene goes on for so long. He's like, "Make America Great Again," and then he like kicks you like 50 million times before the fight actually starts.
I still need to play that game. It's always sounded amazing.
So, Sach, what's going on, sir?
So, I finished Spider-Man. I have some thoughts on it. One of my favorite genres, now that you guys know me, is games where you punch people. I love games where you walk around and you get to punch people. It's like the best game in the whole world. Like Yakuza or Spider-Man or Batman. For whatever reason, I just love those games so much. Or Sleeping Dogs. That game's fucking amazing. But all these type of games, I just have this, draw to them. So I tend to get really deep into the combat system. I mean, even though they're really basic in terms of how combat works overall. But I think in Spider-Man, while it's really good, I mean, I think it's an amazing game. The story really goes some awesome places in terms of like the Spider-Man lore and all that. But I think enough has been said on all that crap. What I really want to say is like my criticisms of the game, because while I did really, really enjoy it, like there were just times where it didn't have that same like fluidity that Batman combat had. And I know comparing it to Batman is whatever, but that's the closest analog, right? I mean, it's pretty clear where the influence came from with a lot of the combat. But one thing that I think breaks the flow a lot is the use of the web to your enemy, basically, where you're fighting in combat in one area and then webbing to an enemy across. And while it like works as an idea like for the Spider-Man thing, and it's really fun, I think in general it makes like the combos like feel like they're being broken up, even though your combo meter doesn't go down. And that's another thing. The combo meter, I have beef with that. In Batman, I thought it was really cool how like when you're fighting, the combo meter would like start to get glow and stuff, and it would have these like UI effects that really really kind of, it was like a positive reinforcement that you're doing better and better as your combo gets higher and higher and higher. Like I hit 100 combo in Spider-Man, I didn't even know I was like above 100. You know what I mean? I was like, oh shit, like I'm above 100. But like in Batman, like, oh fuck, like I'm at 98, 99. 100, oh shit. And like, you know, if you're hitting it on time really closely, in Batman you would get these critical hits, and they have the same thing, but the responsiveness of it, I guess just doesn't come off the same way. Another thing is when I was doing like takedowns and stuff, like if you go up behind an enemy to do like a silent takedown, if you just go up behind him and press square, like you'll just punch him. Like you have to be lined up exactly, standing still, because there's no crouch. So there's no like crouch then attack does the silent takedown. You just have to be standing still right behind the guy, and then the circle will appear, and then you hit square. And you know, in theory, in practice, it works pretty often. But a lot of times, I would fail like those like I don't know. Did you guys play Spider-Man?
Nah, man. I didn't want to do it because I heard some stuff about like the volume of collectibles and the volume of side activities, and it's one of those things where like I have increasingly less patience for open world games. And I'm like, man, I ain't got time to find 900 fucking backpacks, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think I'm usually the same way, where I'm like starting to feel like less like, oh, I'm gonna play this open world RPG or whatever. I'm more inclined to play something that's more like a Metroidvania or something. You know what I mean? But I think this was a nice relief game. Like right at the beginning of the semester, it came out for me, so it's just like, I think it was just nice, like, after I finished all my work and class and shit, to come home and play Spider-Man and relax and swing around New York. I went to my girlfriend's office building, well, where it would be in New York, and, like, took a picture. I was like, hey, I'm at your office building. Otherwise, I was playing my SNES Classic. I just picked one of those up on Amazon. It was fun for, like, a week. Cause like, I don't know, I didn't have a SNES when I was growing up. Maybe we did, but I was like, I was born in 1995, so like,
God, I'm old and I'm going to die.
Baby!
Yeah.
A baby! Oh my goodness, it's a baby! There's a baby on the show!
We're not that much older.
I'm 23.
Be nice to Sach.
A baby!
It's not gonna stop.
I know. So, I grew up playing like N64 and PS2 and stuff. I had played SNES games. I like a family friend of mine had a SNES, and I would always play games when my mom would go and dad would go there to hang out, and like we would just hang out there, and I'd play Mortal Kombat, and then Mortal Kombat 3, and then once in a while, like one of the older kids would sit down, and I had no idea there were moves in the game. I was so young, like I didn't know there were moves. I would just like punch and kick and stuff. And this one kid starts doing all these like Liu Kang like fireballs and shit, and I'm like, whoa, like you can like shoot fire from your hands and stuff. Like I just saw the CPUs do that, you know what I mean? Like I didn't know you could actually do it, yourself. I don't know, man. So whatever. But anyway,
you have no memory of a time where Sony was not part of the marketplace.
That is correct.
I'm gonna fucking die.
A tiny baby! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Wow! An innocent little bean!
You have no memory of a time where Atari was a viable part of the video game marketplace.
Wait, Brian, to be fair, the rest of us don't either on that one.
I'm old and I'm going to die.
Everyone's gonna die,
I'm going
Brian.
to get there
we
first.
can die tomorrow!
You don't... Wait. Do you remember the birth of the internet?
Me,
the birth
No,
of
not
the
you.
internet? I mean, I remember, like, I remember having dial-up. I remember, like...
But you've always had it, haven't you?
pretty much, but I remember not like. But I think 95 is kind of the cutoff where it's like, it's a weird thing because growing up, like we did have internet and everything. Although you guys growing up probably, I don't even know how old all y'all are, but or how young
We're
y'all
adults,
are.
Tia.
Listen,
We're all adults,
I feel
Tegan.
I feel like
Tia.
a kid. I feel like an adult when I'm in class because I'm a college sophomore, junior-ish, and I'm taking this like one class, and I have a TA who's 19.
Oh, no.
Oof. A 19-year-old
And he taught my class one
Wow.
day.
Wow.
Sounds real accomplished. Shout out to him.
I was
Yeah,
like, Craig,
good for him.
How am I supposed to take you
Of course
seriously?
he's Craig.
Yeah, I was going to say Craig is the name he has to have.
Yep. Of course the 19-year-old fucking TA is
Forever.
Craig.
Even if it's not his real name, like that's what his name is now. Brian is old and going to die
We're all-
for sure, but like, wow!
Yeah, we're going to live
I mean,
forever, Tegan. I
We've been
forgot.
over this. We're going to be immortal by
Wow.
2036, guys. Just wait it out.
Basically, if you don't make it to
Relax.
2036, you're
I'm
fucked.
gonna.
Well, yeah, that's where we're
I'm
at,
fucked.
obviously.
I'm fucked. The actual air around us is trying to murder me. So
We're working on the technology,
we're not.
Tegan.
please, I will take new lungs. $10 for new lungs. Thank you.
Well, Tegan, the catch is
Maybe
you have
not
to get them
$10.
from someone else.
I'm
Joe.
pretty sure, Tegan, there's some sort of quest line that
Hello.
can get you new lungs. I just don't know what it's called. yet.
Murder.
Oh, okay. Murder? It's murder? I just have to make sure to stab in
No,
the
you just
abdomen.
have to join the Yakuza first. That guild. You have to do that guild quest first. That way you can join. You can do the organ donation
Oh,
quest.
okay,
That
I
way,
see.
you know what I mean. The secret organ donation quest.
Right.
You
Thank
gotta
you
hire
for your
each other
donation.
Killer.
No.
It's called.
No. No.
Then that one other dude is gonna show up and cover everything in CG semen, I guess.
No.
Oh no!
Oh,
Then
God.
16 Doink the Clowns arrive.
You go to LA to find yourself.
Yes. You hear the honking, and
Oh,
it's
no.
a clown car pulls up, and all the doinks come out, and you have to battle them in a battle royale
16
style
doinks
game.
pull up to a strip club, a clown strip club.
No.
About it.
Oh, the worst battle royale. 16 Doinks.
But yeah, like Brian's the adult, and then like me and Joe are like 30-ish, and then I think Rocky's a little younger.
How
A
old
little
are you,
younger.
Rocky?
And you're the baby.
I'm
Hey,
27.
you're like my brother's. You're my brother's age, so
Weird. He's my brother's age too.
yeah.
Also, Sach is one
Ugh.
of my brother's ages, so,
That's
brother
weird.
ages for everyone.
Yeah.
So Sach and Rocky are brothers.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yes.
That's how that works. Yeah.
That's obviously how it works.
Really deep lore here.
Jesus. I hope that whoever is working on the fucking, like, Wikipedia for this show is really mining this episode for content.
This will be very important for the Impossible Coin
Oh,
timeline
man.
discussion.
Right. When that drunk history video goes up,
Yeah.
I'm about it.
Is it-
Let's go.
I'm emotionally exhausted.
Who's doing is Brian doing the drunk history
No.
of our show?
At that point,
Or does it have to be a historian?
This video will be made 20 years out all down the line when we're
That's what
already,
I was
a
thinking
very
too.
a very successful video game company that also originated with a podcast, and then someone will talk about the history of Impossible Coin. And how-
Okay.
Sach, I'm seeing here that you're also playing The Salt and the Sanctuary.
Yeah, I love Dark Souls. All three of them are like three of my favorites of all time. Beat them a couple times. And so I had never played Salt and Sanctuary because when it came out, I didn't have a PS4. Now I have a PS4, but I didn't get the game because I got a PS4 way after the game came out. And so I got it on Switch like 2 days ago. And boy, that game is really fucking fun.
Sick.
It's super cool. It's like this 2D Dark Souls game. I mean, it's extremely Dark Souls, like super, super duper Dark Souls. Super influenced by, I'd say, the first two. or maybe really just the first one, and Demon's Souls, with a little less punishingness, but the animations, like everything is super. It's like super gory and just fun to just kill all the enemies and parry and get the that you get like an execution animation basically after you parry. I think it's a really cool game. I don't know if I love like the skill tree, the way it's like set up, where it's like okay, because I like to usually do heavy weapons with light armor so that I can roll fast and I just try not to get hit. No shield, dual hand. Yeah. But in this game, you have to basically the skills go off in trees, and it's basically like a separate tree for every style. So I don't know how beneficial it is to me to kind of go in like the dexterity / light armor skill tree while going as far as I can into like the heavy weapons and all this stuff skill tree. I have to like get all these unnecessary skills along the way that I don't need, which is like a waste of my points, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a little weird, but I'm really enjoying it. Like, it's super fun to just throw on and just like go at it a couple times. But I was playing a little bit of that. I've been playing that, but also I've been playing a little bit of 2K, which just came out. I don't know if y'all like the sports games, but I love the sports games.
I tried. Like, how many years ago was it that NBA 2K had the Spike Lee story?
Oh man, that was like 2016. No, 16, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember buying that one because, I remember Alex Navarro of Giant Bomb did an incredible job at selling the stupidity of that story mode.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, that sounds like the best / worst thing ever. I want to consume that immediately. And so like I bought it, and then I discovered just how inaccessible modern sports games are. And it's like, if you're a person who has not played a sports game, like a conventional sim style sports game since, I don't know, the Super Nintendo, you are completely fucked, sir.
Yeah. Speaking as someone who has played NBA Live 95 for the Super Nintendo and has played NBA 2K16, I can tell you, if those are the two the two NBA games you have to compare to each other, you're gonna have a hard time, trying to figure out 2K. There's like, with the right stick, if you're going left and right, you're doing moves, but if you go up and down, you're taking a shot. But if you just flick it while you're by the basket, you'll do a layup. But if you hold it back and then flick it forward while you're running to the basket, you can time your layup better so that you can like guarantee it goes in. You know what I mean? There's all this stuff. There's all these moves. Like, you're running to the basket, you can do a Euro step, you can do a drop step, you can do a this, you can go in the post. I mean, like, more stuff about basketball, doing moves that I know. Like, I don't even know that much about basketball like that. You know what I mean? Like, I know more about the history and stuff. I don't know about like in game that much, But I think the biggest problem with the game is like the thing that they've been doing is, well, there's a good number of problems. Like, it is still the best basketball game to play on the market right now in terms of like sim, but they're starting to like get lazy. I feel like, I don't want to say lazy. That sounds bad. Lazy is not the right word, but it's starting to feel repetitive, and some of the animations and things, like the way like they cut in and out of like some of the animations and things like that, it's weird, and I don't know how to describe it. It just seems to be like every year it gets more flashy with certain aspects, and it pulls back in other aspects. Also, I hate all of the just extra shit around it. Constantly hearing the Verizon halftime show is brought to you by Sprint.
Isn't that like super realistic though? Like to how actual sports broadcasts are.
Yeah, they have that in the game.
It's a sim.
They have it in the game. Yeah. The Sprint halftime show.
Capitalism sim.
Sprite. We got the Sprite spark of the game.
No.
The Jordan Brand player
we
of the
don't.
game.
We don't have that. Oh,
man.
I can't remember what was it that caused Snickers to break up with WWE? Like,
it was the Mae Young, not Mae Young, Moolah.
Yeah, because I remember like they were like way up the WWE's ass, and then like it was like, yay, we're out. I think we're good. We kind of don't want our brand associated with yours anymore. And I just, and I'm like, man, like I know it's kind of a meme joke at this point. Like whenever like Vince does something particularly egregious, and it's like, oh well, that'll definitely get Snickers back. You know, like when they had like the conscripted like audience members, the prisoners in the crowd at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and it's like, oh yeah, that'll get Snickers back. Punjabi prison match, that'll get Snickers back. You know, just fucking Christ.
Wait, could you explain the Punjabi prison match? Because that sounds like something that happened in like a fucking, you know, Baki the Grappler issue.
Yeah, no, that was a real thing.
What the
that
fuck?
was a real thing.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Like it's one of those things where
were there Sikh people fighting, or was it just like
yes,
Oh,
yes
okay.
and no, yes and no.
Okay.
Jinder Mahal was at one time the champion of the WWE. He's Punjabi, and yes, I believe he is Sikh, but he's Punjabi, and so they wanted to like do this whole push for him in the for the WWE in India. They wanted to like have this expansion, and he held the title for a while, and he fought Randy Orton a bunch of times. Long story short, they had a cage match, but instead of a cage, it was made of bamboo. Basically.
Wow.
Right?
yeah,
Is that pretty much it?
And I think the thing that like was like especially egregious about it, like they had that pay-per-view that they filmed in India, because that was like Vince was going hard, man, and
Right,
it's like
for like a year they were like
yeah, and it's just like, and I don't know, like because he could not figure out why like fucking Jinder Mahal was not getting them over as a company there, and it's like motherfucker, have you seen Jinder Mahal? He sucks, and he's not getting anybody over, and like didn't they have like some particularly offensive filming location for that pay-per-view, like it was something like a closed prison or something, because they wanted to really sell the idea of the Punjabi prison being even worse, or was that the first time they did the Punjabi prison match?
I think that was the first time they
like
did
so when
it
they did
with
like the Great Khali versus Batista in a Punjabi prison match, like they actually filmed that one in a prison. They're like, yep,
Jesus.
and it's like it's a Punjabi prison match, and just oh man.
I'll never forget when the Great Khali debuted on SmackDown, and this kid, he came to me every day in school, and he would go, "The Great Khali comes from the Punjab jungles of India."
Oh my
And he
god.
would say that to me every single day. Because he was an Indian wrestler, I guess. I don't know why this kid thought he would have to, like, tell me that the Great Khali came from the Punjab jungles of India.
Man.
Oof. It's just weird because, you know, you think about all the like weird WWE racism from the 80s and you're like, maybe it's slightly better these days. And you hear about stuff like this and you're like, ooh.
Nope. I'll tell you, man. And you know what? Jinder Mahal, none of it is his fault, really. You know what I mean? Like, he's just not that good of a wrestler, and they threw it on him, and a lot of people hate him still. But, I mean, he's all right. He's got a good entrance music. Looks cool when he comes into the ring.
And
That's
then that
probably all I
ends
can say.
immediately.
Yeah, it ends
Wow.
like instantly as soon as he like takes off his cool suits and stuff, and you see his acne-ridden chest from all the steroid injections, and you're like, oh, this guy looks not healthy. It looks like he's, you know, like gonna explode. Like,
Yep. It's real bad. It's real bad. Again, I thought if we would gather in larger numbers, it would be
it would be a happy show.
yeah, but somehow even Jinder Mahal is here.
Everyone's here.
No. I know that we don't have a seamless transition, but do we have news?
Nope. News is canceled.
Machine is broke.
News is canceled. The news machine is broke. That's fair.
Kick it a couple times, Brian. See if you can get it started. That's knocking! That's not kicking!
You don't know what my body is doing.
Nintendo is my friend, Brian! Nintendo's my friend.
Stop trying to trigger me.
Nintendo is a brand and they are my friend. So Nintendo...
God
now we
damn it!
Nintendo gave a terminal cancer patient the chance to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate early. Chris Taylor, a young man with terminal cancer, made the decision in July to decline further treatment, and with an estimated 3 to 6 months left to live, his last wish was to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yay! His comments on social media gained a bunch of traction on websites like Reddit, and the video game community started a campaign to help him get access to a pre-release version of Smash. Not long after this, his wish came true when Nintendo showed up at his house with a copy of the E3 demo of Ultimate. He was allowed to play for 3 hours with his family, and a few days later, he passed. We made a wish come true! Yay!
Rest in peace.
So, I don't mean to make light of him.
Yeah?
But do you imagine when someone showed up, they said something to the effect of, we would like to play?
I hope so, yeah. We would like to play. Let's switch this on.
I'm just wondering, I guess not to make light of the situation, I'm just wondering, who's the one who decided, 3 hours is the specific amount of time that he's going to be allowed to play the game?
That is kind of weird, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It must be crazy to, have to make that decision, you know what I mean? Alright, we want to, honor this kid's wishes, we have to do it right,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it has something to do with unlocks?
Possibly.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Although, I guess, did he have to sign an NDA? Because I feel
I'm
he
pretty
had
sure
to.
he did, because on his public comments, he didn't give any detail about the games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was the E3 fucking demo. Any...
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
anything that would have been, that he would have said about it has already been said. But, yay! He got to play it!
I hope Waluigi was secretly in
Maybe
it.
that's why they only had him play for 3 hours. If he got to 4, then
Yep.
he would have got the unlock screen for Waluigi.
Yep.
Oh,
With the
geez.
sirens and everything.
Right.
Those sirens, man. They were hype as shit. Go ahead, Brian. Let it out, man.
Brian, don't be mean. A man died, Brian. Don't be
I
mean.
don't think he was gonna be mean.
He made his disgruntled sound.
Maybe about something we said rather
No, I
than
think it's about
the guy.
Nintendo. But he still needs to say it.
Well, all right. I don't like and am not comfortable with the way that we, as a constantly connected society, engage with brands now. And
Oh, okay.
the things that we congratulate brands for, the things that we like...
And here's your Jordan Brand player of the game.
Exactly.
I thought you wanted us to build our brand, though, Brian.
It's recorded. It's on the show. But
yeah, we obviously have to build a brand, but that doesn't make us good people.
No. I have a good egg.
We're your friends, but the brand is not.
Exactly.
But if we're the brand...
yeah, see this.
No,
this
wait.
is the loop.
Wait.
It's Festival's the brand.
Oh, okay.
Festival
I hate
is always the
so
brand.
That's fine. I hate the brand then. Fuck that.
Festival's alright, Teagues.
No, he's not!
Just
Now I'm
because of the way
triggered.
that people interact with shit and the way people connect with social media, Nintendo is in a position where guy says, like, on Reddit and on social media, like, my dying wish is to play Smash. And if Nintendo doesn't let this guy play Smash, then they're going to get roasted on media, like, for months. Nintendo is not making some decision out of, like, some kind of, like, you know, sense of, like, being, like, magnanimous court. Like, they're not like, oh, like, hey, dude, you know, like, this really fucking sucks, and, like, dying's rough, man, none of us know where we're going, here's some Smash. Like, they're like, oh, wow, if we don't do this, we're super hardcore fucked. Like, this is guys, like, with bean counters going, like, okay, like, how do we manage the situation? Like, obviously there are bigger and more complete builds of this game. Like, I don't think we know if Smash has gone gold yet, but, like, there's obviously more recent builds of this game than the fucking E3 demo. You know, like, this is managing a problem. And it's like, this is not the first time this has happened. Like, y'all remember last year when, like, the guy had the heart defect and was like, my dying wish is to play Breath of the Wild? And they're like, okay, like, here's Breath of the Wild. And, like, they got that guy some Breath of the Wild. And then, I guess about, like, 4 or 5 months before that, there was the guy who's like, my dying wish is to see The Force Awakens. And Disney organized a screening for him to see The Force Awakens. Like, companies are not engaging with this because they want their, like, super secret, highly prized IP to be seen by someone, you know, several months early because of some kind of, like, sense of, like, philanthropy. It's because of the way people engage with advertising now. Like, it will do so much damage to them if they don't allow this shit to happen. And it feels gross to give them points for something that they're just doing out of a sense of, like, expediency. Like, I don't want to congratulate them for this.
Okay.
Am I gross? Am I bad yet?
No, I don't think so.
No, Brian, I actually wanted to say I don't know what it says about me and my cynicism, but it never occurred to me to congratulate Nintendo at all. Like, for me, it was like, I'm glad this guy got this. The methods by which and by whom he did do not matter to me. Like, for me, I focused entirely on the guy. But I think I'm also cynical, maybe in a slightly different flavor than you. But, like, I agree. My question then sort of becomes, how far out of the way would a company have to go in order for something to seem more heartfelt? Because this is going to sound dumb, and I'm honestly not trying to make a joke here, but if his suggestion had been like, hey, I'm dying, and my dying wish is to see Goku in Smash, like, I'm serious. Like, would that have been enough? Or, like, how far out of the way? Because for me, like, I wouldn't care to engage with, like, a commercial product in this way, but clearly it probably meant something, like, more like playing with his friends or something. But, like, for me, I would want some one-on-one time to talk with, like, Miyamoto. I mean, I'm not saying that would be my actual dying wish, but saying it was, like, a Nintendo-serviced thing. Like, would that be a more heartfelt thing? Or, like, what would the shape of it be, / what would the necessary and sufficient level for it to feel non-cynical be?
It is a weird and an interesting question, Joe, because, like, I say sincerely, I don't know, because whether we're dying or not, we seem to live our lives in public now. And so, like, let's say I said in public, my dying wish is to see Joey Tribbiani in Spider-Man.
All right.
Then, like, if the companies who are responsible for that IP, you know, put that together and they're like, okay, you know, here's your dying wish, the Joey Tribbiani Spider-Man DLC, like, obviously there's a lot more hoops for them to jump through to make that happen, but they're still doing it to avert a PR issue. I
personally feel like if it was something like that, you would probably get a company. Like, I feel like there are things like that where people who are, you know, they have like a dying wish or something, and they say, you know, something kind of outlandish, maybe as a joke or whatever. I mean, maybe not. You know, I don't mean to diminish it, but I think what happens then is the company sometimes will put out a statement being like, oh, well, we did love his thing, blah, 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 blah. We instead decided we would do X, Y, and Z for him or her. You know what I mean? We would instead, you know, have them play Smash early instead of putting Goku in Smash. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the kind of thing that would happen.
I think back to the guy who last year, you know, who was dying and wanted to play Breath of the Wild. That when that guy initially contacted Nintendo and was like, my dying wish is to play Breath of the Wild. Like, he initially got back a form letter from Nintendo advising him the place to send his form letter regarding, like, nonprofit donations. And that he, like...
I mean, that is a possibility.
Yeah, and so...
That's,
Right, and so he kept on getting, like, bounce backs, you know, like, bounce back form letters until he went online and said in public, my dying wish is to play Breath of the Wild. You know, like, that's the thing that, like, frustrates me, is that, like, I'm glad all of these people got to engage with something that they love in a way which is important to them before they passed. Because in all three of these cases, Force Awakens guy, Breath of the Wild guy, and Smash guy, all of those folks...
Or even like the Connor's Cure stuff, right?
Yep.
That's a WWE thing.
Yep. That's another good example, Sach. Like, because that shit comes across... You know what? That might be a good bar, too. Like, do you come across as less slimy and exploitative than the Connor's Cure shit? That stuff bothers me. Those poor little kids in the fucking WWE just seem so evil and shitty. More than usual. But, I don't know. Like, it just... I wish when Guy writes Nintendo and says, I'm dying and I want to play Breath of the Wild, and I wish that in those moments where it's private and it's not being held up to public discourse, that Nintendo's like, let's put this together. Without the hope of reward, let's put this together right now. But again, like, I was also the one making the, I guess, what'd you call them, Tegan? Like, aggravated noises? I was the one making aggravated?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, what does the bar look like for you guys?
I don't know. To have a corporation be specifically altruistic? I mean, I guess it requires some measure of sacrifice, but that would be something like actually putting Joey Tribbiani as in a public build of Spider-Man.
Well,
you know what I mean? Because they went through the hoops.
If we're gonna go full Joey Tribbiani here, I mean, it's himself who said there's no such thing as a selfless good deed, right? I mean, no matter what they do, it's gonna, it's gonna benefit them in some way, right? Like, it has to have the appearance of some sacrifice, but I don't know if there is really like a way to do it, quote unquote, right.
Let's say they did all the work for Joey Tribbiani, right? They pushed it as a free update to the game, so there's no DLC, they don't get the microtransaction money. Even if they didn't make it out of the way, even if they made it like a part of like the story now, and like everyone reacts to it badly, there's still like no reasonable expectation of reward in that situation, but they could still do it if it was someone's dying wish. You know what I mean? As far as like identifying what the sacrifice is necessary, I'm not really sure. I think that's between like the corporation and the person with the dying wish, but that's a really specific scenario. And I don't know how many test cases we're going to get of that. I think corporations are potentially victimized, I guess, if you want to put it that way.
I'm curious where this
Yeah,
is
I was going
going.
to say, you're going to have to work real fucking hard after those words.
By, like, public protestations for getting access to IP early. Because, I mean, I guess they would be potentially, like, endangering, like, their IP being, like, spread and, like, whatever damage that may actually cause. But, I don't know. I feel like as long as the terms are, like, negotiated and the people adhere to them, which, is a big ask in a lot of ways, I don't think that actually costs the corporation that much. I mean, outside of, like, taking, say, even, like, the E3 build, buying a plane ticket and sending it to this kid's house and having them sit there for those 3 hours of the day, like, even if they pay them for that time, which I'm assuming salaried people would do it anyways, I don't think Nintendo loses that much by that escapade. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand why there would be risks involved and they wouldn't want to do it, but actually doing it doesn't seem to hurt them as much as you're making it sound, Brian.
I'm sorry. What am I making them sound like?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm lost.
When you were talking about Nintendo basically handling a problem or mitigating a risk by fulfilling these requests by these people who are dying, to avoid public backlash. I'm not saying that the risk is not there, but I'm saying the cost to avoid that risk seem manageable from the perspective of a corporation. I understand why they wouldn't want to do it, why it would not be the most effective use of their time, but I don't see how it hurts them to fulfill these types of requests.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things where like they're not going to do it not because of like any sense of like malevolence. Like when somebody writes into some address and it's like, I'd like to play Breath of the Wild because I'm dying. I don't think that they're particularly being fucking evil when they say no. I just think that like it's like any other like large corporation where there's so much division and redundancy and systemic controls that like some guy in a cubicle gets a letter and he doesn't have any way to respond to it appropriately or humanly because he probably has like a folder with like 40 templates which have all been approved by legal, and he has to respond with one of those 40 templates. And so even if there's some part of him that can reasonably recognize that there's a thing that should be done here or a way to respond which is human and good, he has a 3-ring binder which has all of his like SOPs in it, and he's like, well, time to send back the thing about nonprofit donations because that's what's called for here. So like I don't think there's anything particularly evil there. I just think that like the only thing which is going to inspire that kind of like direct action on the part of a corporation is like if somebody's going to like roast them publicly. Like I don't think that there is too much skin off their nose by letting people touch these products early, because they're one in like however many people they're allowing to hang out with them when they're watching Force Awakens or play Smash Brothers. I think in the case of like Smash, it was like 2 other people, and in the case of like Force Awakens, it was, I believe, his like immediate family of like 3 was with him when he saw that movie. So it's like 4 people are seeing this movie, like whatever. Like the minimal risk to your brand is like easily mitigatable. Like, but the risk of like not letting these people do this thing is like much larger, because then like it's very easy for people to like understand like mean company doesn't show game to man who's dying. Like that's a headline which processes well on your BuzzFeed, but like people don't want to read like long complicated articles about how like Crunch is shitty and Telltale is always bad, but they do want to read articles about how mean companies won't let let dying people play games. I think it's a cynical reaction to a cynical thing. Like they're like, well, we better let them play this because it's if we don't, it'll be bad. But it also is because of a cynical expectation of the way people will react and what people
I know,
consume.
But that's what I mean. I don't think it's a cynical reaction. Like, I think it's a reaction, but I don't see the point of ascribing cynicism to it. I understand why fear would be a driving motivation to allow this person to play this game, but I don't see why that is the dominant reaction.
I got one real quick thing to say about this. So I was thinking about in like Jewish ethics, there's like a discussion about different types of charity and how like the quote unquote highest form of charity is that given to unknown recipients by an unknown donor. And clearly this would have a known recipient because, this person is in the situation. But I was thinking like, what if they threw in an extra bonus with something like this and just basically got him to not talk about it? Like, what if, say, a human reaction of, like, once this was read and disseminated throughout Nintendo, like, Sakurai saw it and was just like, what if I go over there, accompany them, make sure I'm not caught in any photos, and just, like, hang out and talk with the guys about the game, obviously through a translator. But, and he's like, going to America, he'd be like, what's jet lag to me? I don't sleep already, so...
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no, like, clearly that's not what happened.
Right.
I'm not saying that, like, Sakurai was in the room, God was there type shit. But, like, I think a very human reaction, like, say, at a company, like, I'm not saying I'm gonna do this, but if anyone ever told the company that I work for, like, hey, I really like your shit, I'd like to see it early, I'd be like, yeah, let me fucking go out with them. Oh my god, let me go out with the crew to see them, and, like, don't take fucking publicity photos. Let's just do this and talk with them about this shit. And, like, obviously Sakurai is a much more busy dude than me, and clearly the language barrier makes things sort of weird. But I guess, like, to Brian's point earlier, there is a way to do this in a more human, less cynical, less, like, legal-approved manner.
I feel like discretion is the better part of valor, and if there's like pieces of it that like the company doesn't publicize, or photos that don't get taken, like that, because obviously there's no online connectivity for something like the E3 demo of Smash. Right. So like, what would have been the harm in leaving the demo behind? You know, like
that's kind of what I was thinking too earlier with like the 3 hours thing. Like, how do you come to that decision that, okay, we're going to give him this E3 demo for 3 hours and that's what he gets? That's, you know, how do you come to a decision like that? Like,
do you want to know my fucked up theory?
There's only 3 hours of content in it so far in the E3 demo? No, I'm not being mean. I wonder if, like, they already have contracts and NDAs set up for people at 3-hour preview events. Like, and they're like, we'll just give him the exact same forms and same time slot and same everything.
Oh my god, that makes so much sense. Joe, like, I'm having that, like, it's like the end of The Sixth Sense, man. Like, I'm just thinking that, like, oh, yep, like, why fabricate a new contract when we could just, so it's like back to the binders anyway. It's like, yep, let's get this existing document out. Yep. Oh no.
Crafting those things take a long time, though. Like, as someone who, like, that's part of my regular job, that's a long time. Like, it can take months for stuff to go through legal. So if there's something that already functions for that, especially if someone's, like, actively dying. I mean, we're all actively dying, but, you know, at an accelerated rate.
Well,
a cost of time and human empathy, though.
And I suppose that here's a thing which is should be cynically considered, is that in a society where, like, people demanding something of your company while they're dying is more and more of a frequent thing. Like, these are like 3 major cases, and I'm sure we could find more if we did a little more research. How long until, like, major publicly facing entertainment companies have to go ahead and draft the someone wants something dying specific NDA? Like, okay, like, we should go ahead and create a different version of this.
It would not surprise me if that already is in the works for a lot of companies.
Say, like, what if after this Nintendo is like, all right, well, we've done this a couple times now. I feel like maybe we should do something, you know, more specialized for this, you know, specific.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, newspapers already write people's obituaries ahead of time and stuff like that, so I feel, I hate to say it, but this is in some ways like this risk management form of, like, preparedness. To get full cynical on this.
Well, if we want to get full cynical, who wants to talk about Telltale?
Brian does.
I'm up for it.
Definitely does.
I needed last week off because of, like, you know, work has been exhausting, and, like, it just, you know, work's been not great. But I'll tell you what, even if work's been not great, it's been better than it was for the folks who worked at fucking Telltale. Man, lots of stuff has happened in, like, the last week with the whole Telltale thing, and I just want to, like, burn through some of it over it, like, real quick, high level, so that way we can talk about it. Former Telltale employee filed a class action lawsuit against Telltale over violation of California labor laws. Employees were given minimal warning, no severance. The complaint was filed by Vernie Roberts on behalf of himself and other former employees in federal court in San Francisco. It states that those were fired without cause and advance written notice as required by the Worker Adjustment, Retraining, and Notification Act. Chapter 4, Part 4, Sections 1400 through 1408 of the Labor Code protects employees, their families, and communities by requiring that employers give a 60-day notice to affected employees and both state and local representatives prior to closing or a mass layoff. Plans for The Walking Dead final season halted after the layoffs, but potential partners have stepped up to offer a way out for Telltale.
Ugh.
Yeah, and I got thoughts on that too.
Ugh, yes.
Multiple potential partners have stepped forward to express interest in helping to see the final season through to completion, Telltale writes in a tweet from its official Twitter account. While we can't make any promises today, we are actively working toward a solution that will allow episodes 3 and 4 to be completed and released in some form. In the meantime, episode 2 will release tomorrow as planned. Telltale planned games Wolf Among Us 2 and Stranger Things have been canceled following massive layoffs. Netflix issued a statement reaffirming its desire to make a video game based on the sci-fi series, even if it means having to explore other options. We are saddened by news about Telltale Games. They developed many great games in the past and left an indelible mark in the industry. Minecraft Story Mode is still moving forward as planned. We are in the process of evaluating other options for bringing Stranger Things universe to an interactive medium. Those are some of the high points, and I think, Sach, you had some research you wanted to share with us, and then we can all talk about how this fucking sucks.
So, according to the developer satisfaction survey that was done in 2017, developers who worked overtime, this includes crunch, 37% of them received no additional compensation of any kind. And of those who did receive some compensation, only 18% are actually paid. 37% received compensation in the form of meals, and 32% were given future time off. Those are crazy numbers to me. 51% of the industry in the survey said that their jobs still have some form of crunch, and 44% of those who said they don't said they still work periods of long overtime and extended hours. They just don't call it crunch. 14% of these developers also reported working more than 70 hours a week during these crunch periods. So, it's bad out there. There's plenty of articles saying, "Oh, the industry is bad," but when you actually look at the numbers, it's rough for developers.
It's bad. Yep.
Oof. Without getting into specifics and without talking too much about myself, all I'm going to say is yes.
The whole thing. Joe Spiro.
At where I'm currently at, not as much of a problem, but to this point, yes.
Yes, as someone who wants to work in the industry as an engineer, a programmer, it is, disconcerting to see, but there are things that can be changed about the industry. There are things we can all do, but things need to change on a massive scale in order for the industry to continue. My conclusion of my speech was literally that, if the industry continues at this rate, it can't sustain. I think Jason Schreier was saying on Twitter, he had a very great point, which was that if unionizing or something like that would, bring a blowback of price onto the consumers, then these companies that are already basing their budgets on underpaying workers and overworking them, they have to restructure the entire thing. The system is broken.
Is that even more aggravated noise, Tegan? I'm trying to
That's more distressed noise.
Yeah, that sounds more distress than aggravation.
Brian's a ghost.
It's true, I am a ghost. My dying wish is to be added to Smash as a ghost.
No.
Fuck. What? I can't have that?
Well,
you're an assist trophy.
You can't be added to Smash.
Yeah, you
no.
can.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
At most, an assist trophy.
Oh,
maybe
no,
a sticker
man.
packet. We're not.
He's Queen Brian.
We're
now.
not famous enough
not.
yet. We gotta be famous first, and then when we die, we can ask to be added into
Okay,
Smash.
actually, hold on.
I want to be a Legend of Zelda alternate.
When I
tier.
die,
intense.
bury me inside the Smash store.
Ooh. Brian, we just need to get Reddit to love us. If Reddit loves us, we can do anything. Bet.
Okay,
Ooh.
fair enough. Fuck all of this.
Hi, Reddit. What?
I realize that's not particularly productive to just say fuck all this because it doesn't add much to the conversation, but fuck all of this. God damn it. I hate the fact that there are things that I would like to say right now about an experience of mine, but I can't because I'm contractually bound not to describe my feelings in detail.
Really? What if it was therapy?
Then that's protected by privilege,
Tegan.
but this isn't therapy.
Okay.
Yeah. Are licensed.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Well, you don't know that. I'm not
Are
licensed.
you-
I'm not licensed still. I'm just saying you don't know that.
I know that.
Now
I'm
you do
not
know
licensed.
that I'm not licensed. But before you didn't.
As you were reading some of your research, Sach, one of the things that popped to mind, which I think is this universal truth, is that when I see that 37% of people are reported receiving compensation in the form of meals, what do you bet that those meals are? Some shitty, low-level manager walking into a room going, "Hey guys, I've got pizza."
Pizza and coffee and soda. That's probably
Yeah.
all it is.
The 4 boxes of sad Dominoes get put down.
And maybe some donuts 6 hours later because that's how they let you know you've been there all night.
There was a passage in the journals I was reading about this kid who was 19. He was like, I had never worked, other job before. I was just working 14-hour days or 12-hour days, whatever, not seeing the light of day. and they just told me, hey man, like, we got pizza and soda and, there's a couch here. You can just sleep on the couch if you want, if you're staying late or whatever. He's like 19. He's impressionable. I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
You all should look up the new economy if you've never heard of it, because it describes this and things like it in other creative industries to a T. The exchange of, I guess, like cultural capital and coolness for wages and better conditions. And video game industry is hyper susceptible to it.
This breaks me. This story fucking breaks me. There are things that we've talked about in this show that are just like, yeah, that's pretty bad. But like this one is the one where like the wheels come off the Brian wagon and he just doesn't know where to fucking go.
Oh man, that means we were wrong. Brian wants to talk about this, but he can't.
Yeah.
Brian Cartwright.
Yeah.
Nah.
Spiro, you're double fired.
Once again,
So am I rehired, or
you can't fire Grandpa.
Can't fire Grandpa.
You've been rehired just to be terminated again, so congratulations. You're living life in the video game industry.
God.
Hey.
Yeah, god damn it. So kind of zeroing in on part of this that I think is probably the easiest to articulate, which is multiple partners have stepped forward to express interest in helping see the final season through to completion. Fucking vultures. Fucking vultures.
I don't think that's going to work. Correct me if I'm wrong, but teasing the idea that partners might be able to get it finished either implies that, one, they're going to try to like rehire people like at a disadvantage because now they don't have a job, or try to pawn it off to another like studio like with presumably the same management, and they're trying to use like how much the public loves and appreciates these games as an incentive for like the public to distance themselves from what's happening to the professionals at Telltale.
I was thinking of it as almost a marketing tactic for them to sell more copies of the current game. I mean, think about it, right? Oh, we're going to finish this, guys. Buy it. I mean, people are saying it's good, right? I mean, we did let people go, but I mean, the game's going to come out.
I mean, at least on one digital storefront. It has not happened on every digital storefront yet, but The Walking Dead, the final season, has been delisted from the Microsoft store and the Xbox store.
Right.
So you could no longer buy The Walking Dead final season on Xbox. And I'm wondering if that's because of like some kind of like publisher terms of service violation, because they're like, hey, well, this is not going to get finished. And so Microsoft's like, well, then you can't sell it anymore. I could see saying that like in an effort to like drum up additional sales, man. But I don't know. Like, I think the thing here, which is gross, that we need to remember is most people are not as dialed into the goings-on of the game industry or just the way the sausage is made in general. And does average Joe consumer care about bad working conditions?
Who is average Joe consumer?
I'll tell you, I mean, the people in my class, they're all 18, 19, 20-year-olds. I think they did have some interest. I mean, it was the morning and, a bunch of like, whatever, like stoned freshmen and sophomores are, they're probably not going to care too much. But I think they did seem to like really actually kind of not expect it, because I was talking to the girl who sits next to me and she's like, oh, what's your speech on? And I'm like, oh, it's on crunch in the games industry. And she's like, oh, well, what is that? I don't even know what that is, Like we have to remember that we take the word like knowing what that is as like because it's been thrown around for so long since pretty much like I guess 2004, right? Since like the EA spouse thing, it's been a pretty like open conversation, I think, in the industry, right? Even though that was 2004, almost 15 years ago now, 14 years ago.
Oh God,
I don't know if anything besides like the industry itself doing something to change would be enough, like would be anything. Like I don't think the average consumer cares about any like, because if we started caring enough about another hobby, we're gonna the more, I don't know, I lost myself here.
I think I know where you're going, which is like once you get invested in things, you find out the ways it's gross. We know the way the games industry is gross. Like I'm sure Sach and I could talk a little bit about like the way, like say, how wrestlers are paid is gross and the hours that they're expected to work. Like there's a wrestler on my friends list on Facebook, a guy who just did like 3 nights of shows in a row, and he posted on Facebook after working 3 days in a row, hey guys, out of money, Promoters didn't pay me. Can anyone bring me some food?
Shit.
Fuck.
Ugh.
Right. It's fucking terrible out there, man.
It's a problem of the capitalist system, if you're going to get me in my little college socialist mode here. I think it's a problem. I think it's just like a problem of the capitalist system where we've been growing to this society where we're all able to feel like we take a part in the things we create, and yet we still are not able to like even have an ownership over those things because our labor is taken away from us, even though it's, you know, it's us, right?
There are definitely issues with, capitalism as a whole, but also just like the system that creates video games. And those things they're not esoteric, I think, is probably the word I want to use. Like, it's not removed from us. Like, they're still made by people. Not by us specifically. Like, we didn't make the system and then go into it. We just went into the system.
Right.
But since we interact with it, we also have the ability to change it, albeit that the people that are in charge don't want that to happen.
Right.
But that's why things like this class action lawsuit is happening. And assuming that, like, they don't get drained out by whatever husk of Telltale still exists, they should win, because those laws or the labor laws that they're claiming that Telltale broke seem to be self-evident. And the system working would be proving that Telltale did wrong, and it would be a signal to other publishers that they can't do this. Obviously, that may lead to other repercussions, like we might see something like higher price points on AAA games once they redo their budgets. And that's something that we've talked about on the show briefly, but who knows how that'll actually play out.
God, I would love that if, like, the costs that to this point have been vastly externalized by the use of DLC and, like, suppressing, like, wages in the games industry were to be re-internalized in the economic sense, i.e., like, the prices of, like, consumer goods go up, because it would force a major public reckoning of the way games are made, and that would bring me some joy. Because, like, if you look back at, like, the 90s, I'm not saying this was necessarily good, but if you look at the prices of games on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis that came with, like, extra memory on them, such as, like, Phantasy Star 4, you know, and, like, Final Fantasy 3, those games, like, could literally retail, this is not marked up, for, like, 90 or 100, like, early 90s dollars.
Chrono Trigger was $95 on the SNES.
Yeah. And that was 95, so, like, with inflation, that's still pretty fucking crazy. And, like, you can't possibly imagine people paying, like, that price for games anymore because of, like, this fixed price point idea people have that has only been supported by diversifying income streams and totally hiding from end users, like, what they are paying for in terms of, like, the cost in general and the human costs of, like, workers and suppliers. And this sort of dovetails into something I was thinking earlier, of the idea of, we talked about enthusiasts of, like, craft, like, i.e., like, us and, like, people, like, with similar interests who can look into the production conditions of making certain goods for their hobby, etc. But I think there's different levels of engagement with a hobby, such as people who are into craft versus craft work being the end products. And I think a lot of people in the games media industry and, like, you know, Joe Blow commenter online are into craft work, while we're into craft work and craft, i.e. making games or the process of games being made. And because of that, I won't say, like, we have, like, some preternatural X-ray vision, but, like, we at least pay attention to things that you wouldn't normally, and because of that, you'll see much more outrage amongst, like, the, like, gaming literati than you would amongst people who are just, like, playing games, like, not putting us in a superior position, but putting us in the defined position of, like, paying attention to stuff like that. And you see similar things in other industries, such as, like, fashion, where people who, like, care about wearing the latest brands, they don't care about, like, the fact that a ton of that stuff is assembled by sweatshop workers. But people who are in the fashion industry and making garments, like, people who, like, are interested in the making of garments, know the fucking work that has to go into things and the terrible conditions a lot of people face in those industries.
There's a gross historical quote, which I think just kind of, like, speaks to, like, the whole, like, shift in ways that, like, companies perceive themselves and do their business. Is there's a moment where Ray Kroc, talking about McDonald's, said McDonald's is now in the real estate business, like describing the primary function of McDonald's. And it's not like they weren't still like, you know, to forward-facing consumers, primarily a place to go buy cheap, shitty hamburgers. That's what they were. But in order to be the most dominant force in selling cheap, shitty hamburgers, Ray Kroc started treating it as a real estate business, like buying up these like large corporate farms in the Midwest and like, you know, monitoring like, you know, economic downturns in like different parts of the country to determine when to start like buying up plots of lands in order to like start selling franchises on existing land that they own. So that way, if that guy failed to franchise, they could just move a new guy into an existing restaurant. Just like McDonald's is in the real estate business. And there's this like 3-dimensional chess of exploitation, which is happening there, where like somebody's like, yeah, you know, like I'm not going to fuck you because I fucked you 3 years ago. I've already fucked you. You are formerly fucked. Like, I'm fucking the next guy right now. I'm fucking the guy after the next guy. Everybody going to get fucked by me. And it's so gross. It's so shitty. And I don't even know where to put my fucking rage.
You gotta put it somewhere, man. Otherwise it doesn't help anyone.
Oh, God. Oh. Tegan, scale 1 to 10, how much do you hate this? Same.
I mean, and the shittiest thing is, like, I would not mind paying more for video games if I made more money. Like, if my wage kept up with inflation too, I would not mind paying more money for video games. Thoughts? Like,
I mean, you're not wrong. It's just like, we're talking about a reformist movement at such a high level that it obviously exceeds the bounds of video games.
Yeah, I know.
Please see Hungry Wrestler. Just
Please see Hungry Wrestler.
Yeah. Rocky, is there anything which could give us any kind of hope?
Well, hope is a strong word, but Fortnite Season 6 came out this past week, and Sony apparently seemed to have buckled under the pressure and is finally offering a little bit of crossplay.
My dying wish is crossplay.
Dream bigger, man. Whatever. Okay. Sony Interactive Entertainment announced on its PlayStation blog that there will be running an open beta to extend crossplay to Fortnite. We have a quote from SIE reading, following a comprehensive evaluation process, Jesus, SIE has identified a path towards supporting cross-platform features for select third-party content. We recognize that PS4 players have been eagerly awaiting an update, and we appreciate the community's continued patience as we have navigated through this issue to find a solution.
I believe you're supposed to read it like this. Following a comprehensive evaluation process, SIE has identified a path forward to supporting cross-platform features for select third-party content.
Is that the Simpsons scientist?
I don't watch The Simpsons.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, anyways, the beta began on Wednesday, September 26th, with the opening of Fortnite Season 6, and provides for crossplay with Android, iOS, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and Mac operating systems. It's unclear if there will be crossplay for other games, but Rocket League is keeping its hopes up. Psyonix Studio Vice President Jeremy Dunham said that we're really happy for the PlayStation and Fortnite communities and think this is a great step forward. We know that Rocket League players in our own community want to know what this means for them as well, but don't have any updates at the moment. In the meantime, we recommend reaching out to PlayStation directly for any further comment.
Put them on blast!
Sony and Epic Games have removed the limitation keeping PS4 accounts locked from the account system, and now you're free to use your single account on every console you own. In addition, players who open multiple accounts to play on multiple consoles will have the option to merge their accounts via a new feature described by Epic in a tweet. The tweet read, "For players who create an extra account to play Fortnite on multiple console platforms, we're working on two things. 1, an account merging feature to combine Battle Royale purchases coming in November, and 2, enabling unlinking a console from one Fortnite account and relinking to another Fortnite account coming in a few days. So, Sony is slowly pulling its head out of its ass, but there's still some shit on it. So, we're hoping that they figure this out soon.
Okay, taking bets now. I say that no other game will come to crossplay. It will be Fortnite only. Who wants to take that action?
I'd say
I was going to go
I'd
with
say for the foreseeable future, only Fortnite.
The thing is that, PS5 is supposed to be, announced next year, right? 2019? Or are they announcing in 2020?
They're not going to announce it until 2020. The install base on the PS4 is just too fucking big.
Yeah. Okay. Sony's still going to want their cut of microtransactions. And I know Epic is just way too big of a train to skip. And Rocket League's not comparable, but it's still a lot of money. It would be dumb for them to not take that in. But maybe they're trying to hedge the bet for the next generation, hoping that the people who play with PS4 people get used to that. They don't play with anyone else.
They budged on this specifically because of how egregious it was when you go on the Nintendo Switch and it says...
The language on it was pretty clearly Sony told you to get fucked.
Oh,
sorry.
That's fixed.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It says, this Fortnite account is associated with a platform which does not allow it to operate on Switch. You know what I mean? Neither the Fortnite website nor Epic can change this. So basically, they just don't want that. That's what pissed people off, right? When you see that, you're just like, well, fuck you. You're taking something away from me. People just care when you take something away from them and they get mad, right? And I think the perception that you're taking crossplay away from us instead of it being like Rocket League, it introduced crossplay and all this stuff. You can play PC and PS4 Rocket League crossplay and stuff like that for a while. I don't know. I don't see them doing it. I don't see them making that decision because of how long it took them to just budge on this.
Yeah. And especially since they did it on a beta as opposed to just saying there's crossplay now. They're just we're running a beta and it's only for Fortnite, which also implies that it might be just for a limited time. So, yeah, they might just be trying to buy time. I don't think they'll actually open it up to anyone else.
Or they might just be doing a beta to let people link their accounts and then going to be the beta doesn't really work. We're not going to allow the crossplay anymore, but your linked accounts will still stay linked. I know.
I doubt they'd do that because that'd be another taking away.
I'm just being a dick.
I think that if it... Sony is in this position where they have market dominance right now, and they don't want to do anything that they believe is going to help the market position for Microsoft or Nintendo. And I think that it is a cutting off their nose to spite their face because, sure, Fortnite is this gigantic cultural phenomenon, which has, been really big in the last 14 months. But if you want to talk about sustainability and long-term shit, which is good for your platform and your brand, I think that allowing cross-platform play for Minecraft on the PlayStation should be an easy one for Sony, except they have this position which is hey, fuck those other guys, we'd like to see them drown in a vat of their own piss, because every other platform which can play Minecraft can all play Minecraft together. If I'm an idiot on an Android phone, I can play Minecraft with a guy on an Xbox. If I'm a guy on a Mac, I can play Minecraft with somebody on a Switch. Every platform can play fucking Minecraft together except for the PS4 and the RIP Vita version. Those are the only ones excluded from global cross-platform play. And Minecraft is a thing which has a shit ton of consistent purchases from users. Whenever Microsoft adds a new pack to Minecraft and is hey, it's the new Underwater Kingdom pack, people fucking buy those things. Like, but the PlayStation platform version is not getting some of those packs because those packs are driven by the cross-platform play. I think it's a bad move. I think the other one's, like, specifically a bad move is that with Bethesda, they don't want anything on the PlayStation platform that was not assets that weren't designed for the game, so they're not allowing mods into the PlayStation version of Fallout or Skyrim. And like Microsoft has definitely said that, like, yeah, we think that allowing mods for Skyrim and Fallout onto the Xbox platform have driven sales. Like, you can go get the PC mods essentially for the Xbox version through like a loader on the Xbox version. Like, it's
not.
It drives revenue.
I think you're right. Yeah, and I think Sony doesn't realize, like, maybe they don't realize, but they're reluctant to make that decision. I think they're just really comfortable with their position, and I don't think they want to kind of like, open the door and let the red carpet out for the peasants, below. That's how they feel. I feel like they're like, well, why, like, let them all like hang out down there and like, interact with each other. But we're up here, like, we have this base, we have this control like over the market right now because we are so much higher than all of them in terms of sales. And they can do all these cool things that drive sales here and there, and they can be innovative and they can be modern, but we're going to do things our way because we control the market right now. And that's basically how I think they see it.
I really still feel like, despite this decision, that they are still like peak Sony hubris right now. This is into PS2, beginning of PS3
okay,
Sony.
But how do we slay Sony for their hubris? How do we do that? Because, I understand that they're being dicks. That totally makes sense. But if nothing stops them from being dicks, they're not going to change. So how do we make them change?
Well, wait for the offerings for next generation, because I would say, like, just don't buy their shit next generation, but it's a question of, like, hey, like, what weird shit is Xbox going to do next time? Because it could flip, but it could also be a punishable offense. We'll see.
I mean, looking at some of the announced stuff, which, like, some of the changes that the Xbox ecosystem has made over the course of this console generation has made it a very consumer-friendly place. Like the backwards compatibility initiative for Xbox, where like they're like, hey, wouldn't it be great if you don't have to buy your own shit over and over again, and like linking the digital storefronts for the original version of Xbox Live to the modern version of Xbox Live. So if you bought a copy of Crimson Skies digitally for the original Xbox, you just had access to your fucking like 15-year-old digital purchase. Like, that shit's great. That's super good. Like, telling people, like, hey, like, because it should not feel heroic to tell people that they have access to their own purchases. But we live in such a shitty world that, like, Microsoft doing the work to be like, yeah, like, we linked the modern version of this service to the old version of this service, so, like, nobody has to buy their old stuff again. And we're not expecting you to, is a good thing.
Remember, you don't own anything. You just own the license to use it, right?
Yeah. I think adding full keyboard and mouse support to the UI for the Xbox, that's another thing which is going to, I think, contribute to eating Sony's lunch. Because now that games are going to support keyboard and mouses, with the launch of this keyboard mouse support, we're going to see games showing up on Xbox that couldn't reasonably be expected to show up on a PlayStation. Like, I would not be surprised if in the next 18 months we see League of Legends launch on Xbox.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
Yeah. Like, there has to be a reason that they have prioritized keyboard mouse support.
Because you would have to have a keyboard and mouse to play it. You cannot. I mean, you can, but I mean, you're not going to put League on a controller.
Well, yeah, exactly. But like, effective next month, there is default keyboard mouse support for the Xbox One.
But then you have to require that someone has it to play the game.
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, who at this point doesn't have access to a keyboard and a mouse?
Yeah, but who at this
stuck?
point has the energy to fucking take a mouse and keyboard? If you don't have one plugged in and ready to go, and you just have an Xbox One, and you see this new game, League of Legends, and it's like, all right, mouse and keyboard, and you're like, all right, I got this mouse and a keyboard. I'm gonna go get this mouse. I'm gonna go plug it into my, Xbox. I'm gonna plug this keyboard in. Like, I don't see it happening personally. I think people will utilize the mouse and keyboard support for certain games, and I think it will be good. I think it is a good thing, but I don't see this League of Legends thing personally.
Because,
well, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say that for League of Legends, I don't think there's a way to reasonably play it with a controller, and so like keyboard like required games on a console seems like a huge jump for like consumers. Like keyboard optional games, like I think the keyboard move is like more about having like Fortnite players on console compete with like PC players. But for them to move to have like League of Legends or even like Dota,
yeah, there's no like. I mean, I used to play Dota. Like, there is literally no way Dota could show up on a console because, you couldn't make it work on a controller. You could not make Dota work on a controller.
I guess we'll see what happens with regards to if they surface games that are mouse and keyboard only, digitally only, because then they could easily filter out, hey, you literally don't have a mouse and keyboard plugged into. But like, yes, if there's physical releases, then yeah, they would have to be dual support with regards to different controller accessibility configurations. But I was going to say, we're talking a lot about, the comparisons between an Xbox and a PC, and I've been thinking about this, like, while we've been talking about this, but I honestly think part of PS4's sort of weird schism with the rest of the video game industry right now is Sony's desire to, as much as possible, avoid the fusion of consoles and PCs, because that is, their brand is consoles are different from PCs, while Xbox's brand is, we're trying to collapse this as much as possible to bring you back into our PC ecosystem. Like, hence why they're offering more services and focusing less on hardware. And, like, because of that, I think there's this long-term play, like, by Sony to try to avoid crossplay, because, like, one, that emphasizes these are all the same device. The fucking Dennis Dyack horizon, I guess. The Dennis Dyack event horizon. And also the idea of, like, you play the same types of games, etc. And so I think a lot of Sony's weird behaviors could be seen as, like, a manifestation of their odd conservatism regarding the sanctity of console versus PC experience.
I hadn't considered that angle.
Nor had I until this discussion.
I think you're right, though.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like the most right thing I've ever heard about why Sony's so weird about it.
It would explain a lot of weird and aberrant behavior all at once. Let's start give me some red string, Pepe lives, etc.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
I have a question for you all.
Would you find people... Oh.
What you got, Sach?
I don't know.
What?
Did you just forget, or...
Oh!
Top 10 anime betrayals!
I need that. That was important.
Oh.
You just added like 3 years to my life, my guy. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Yep.
No, dude, you're great.
I think we all enjoyed
it.
it.
Question was.
Don't apologize for giving life.
It feels so good. All right, okay, yeah, dude. Let's get the Steam nonsense, dude. Let's rip it.
All right. 145 games came out on Steam yesterday.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, sounds about right. And over the course of recording today, I've watched the total number of Steam releases jump from 3 to 6. So, hot jams on Steam today include Neighbor. Neighbor is $13.49, and it says it is an updated remake of a classic Japanese horror visual novel. Take the role of protagonist... what is this? Tegan, say this, because otherwise you'll just make fun of me.
Say what?
Yuki K.
Post it somewhere.
Okay, Yuki K.
What? That's not fair. I didn't even get to see it.
As she investigates the mysterious and terrifying events in her new apartment building, fully voiced in Japanese and localized to English for the first time.
Honto desu ka?
Listen, this looks like it was made in... I don't know what the thing was called, but my friend and I, we made this video game. It was a point-and-click text adventure, and the interface looked so similar to this. It probably wasn't, but it just looks this.
Was it
No,
Renpai?
it was... This probably is Renpai. It was way before Renpai, I think.
Yeah, this has got a Renpai look
Maybe not
about
way
it.
before, but it was before I knew what that was, so...
Let's see here. We also have Super Commander XL Demo, a para-realistic battle commander simulator based on pseudo-historical events. SCXL is a minimalist rhythm game that puts you in the role of a battle commander to challenge your reaction and reflexes. I don't know why it's showing as coming out today because it shows as available October 9. So, good job, fucking Steam. Next up, we have Antiquitas. Ancient civilization city builder and simulation game. Yeah. And this is $2.99, and it doesn't look like complete dog shit.
It looks like a game that was made by some
Kind of
people who,
weird thing.
wanted to make... Like, I don't know. It just looks like a game that was made by people that, like, made a game. It sounds so weird to say that, but, like, yeah. It's, like, got good artwork. It's got, like, a good look, but I don't
Does
know.
this look like somebody made a city builder for a phone and then ported it to Steam?
Yeah, that's literally what I was going to say. It looks like a mobile game, though, to me.
Yeah. This is no Apple Snake. We came here for Apple Snake. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah,
what
this looks
else
like
we
a
got?
winner.
We have BR Logic Pack. Oh.
We've got a game bundle here with 6 classic logical games. Something for those who like pipes, tiles, math games, falling blocks, and challenges. Ambient games without tons of distraction. Focused on random levels. Release date, September 29th, 2018. Oh, I forgot to mention.
79 cents, sir.
It's on sale, though. It's 20 cents. 20% off. It's usually 99
Yeah.
cents.
Will run on a sub potato, so nothing suspicious about the specs. Let's see here.
Oh,
Shining.
yeah.
Oh, hey, we got some RPG Maker.
Wait, is this RPG Maker with DDR? Look at the look at Shining Orb prequel. Please look at the third screenshot. Does that look like DDR to you?
Oh my god, it really does!
Yes, it does.
Oh shit.
Video games are good, everybody.
Man, 14-year-old.
That's sumptuous.
Love this game. But
That's
it is
right.
free, and it's also in early access.
We promised video games were not a mistake.
Hmm.
Oh, no. Oh.
Free is one of the key features.
This is... Yeah.
Immersive story, puzzles and battles, music minigame, achievements, and free.
And free!
I'm just thinking about how disconcerting it would be to see that on someone's Tinder profile. Just like, such and such, free. It's like, wait, what?
Oh man. I might, you know what? I'll play Tinder with that like challenge for like a week. I'll put it on my Tinder and see what happens.
It's a draconian
I'll
challenge
just say
or whatever.
that like it's like just comma free. No context, no explanation. Just add in.
Oh, you're really into swimming?
You mean 50% off?
Rocky, we still need to get you to win Tinder. We've been talking about this shit for like years now.
Hey, I won Tinder like 2 years ago. It was on my other podcast, The Mighty Sad Boys. But as far as like a large scale PvP, like I don't think I'm like a real contender, man. Some Tinder, they're doing some real shit out there, man. There's some real Tinder tech, if you will.
So, to bring it to speed, Sach, there was some discussion some years ago about how Tinder has a invisible point system.
Yes.
Tinder has an MMR?
Yep.
Yes, it does!
Yeah, actually, it does.
And there are like features and behaviors that unlock as it increases, and it's super gross, and so it is possible to win Tinder.
How do you win? How many points do you need to win?
I'm not entirely sure. Like, now there's like... Well, in addition to like being swiped, you also can show up earlier on like people in your area. So like you could be a traveling Tinder warrior, technically, and, like, blow into town, and if your MMR is high enough, it'll show up first on, like, everyone's within, like, a 50-foot radius of 50-mile radius, depending on how wide they're searching.
So you can be a Tinder Ronin?
Yeah, you could.
Tinder Ronin.
There are actually people like that. There are a lot of young professionals use it that way specifically.
They're searching for a master for the night.
Well, honestly, it's adapted Grindr tech, so, like...
Grindr tech? Oh my god, yes!
Yeah, because, like, Grindr was the template for, like, Tinder initially.
Adapted Grindr tech.
But what's it called? And also, there's, like, a mini-game that they're mainly using just for, like, to keep people going to the app every day, called Super Likeable, where, like, high-performing profiles are presented, like, 8 at a time, once per day, and you can, like, swipe on those, even if they're not particularly in your area, or, like, within, like, your normal, like, search distance, I guess, or something like that. But I don't know. Like, I'm not entirely sure about how their algorithm works at large, but I know, like, there are little things like that that are discoverable.
You know, maybe I have a future as a game designer at Tinder.
Dude, like, just take game theory to Tinder. Like, just turn it up.
I bet there's a lot of people working there who have worked in the mathematical sense of game theory and people who have previously worked in gaming. It would not surprise me in the slightest if those people are already at Tinder.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I know one of the guys that worked on the AI for Black? Black and White? That game where you play as God? He works at Google now on the DeepMind AI. I believe.
That's spooky.
That's not that surprising to me because like they were doing some really pioneering shit with Black and White.
Yeah,
because I know what's it called. Like I know Tinder, like their algorithm is actually also modified by like the apps that you attach to it. Like I mean, it's already attached to your Facebook. That's like the bare minimum of joining the service. But like you can attach your Instagram and your Spotify as well, and so they'll try to like match people based off those interests as well. So it gets a little bit more dense the more like information that you give it. But I don't know. Like I feel like there's better information to pull from. Like I would like to see, and this is pretty gross and I apologize in advance, but I would like to see like a Netflix x Bumble collab and see like how that would play out. I mean, there would definitely be like a lot of stuff you'd have to root out, like, you know, Stranger Things and even some of the Marvel shows, like I guess early Daredevil, like season 1, season 2 maybe.
I would really like it if Netflix cross Bumble, you know, had like tag combat and like you could just jump in, bring in Infinity Stones. I'm really looking forward to this. You can bring in that one dude from Tatsunoko who takes up both character slots. You just watch him fuck himself. It's really weird.
Oh no.
Is Netflix cross Bumble anything like Bumble cross Frasier? Like, because I'm still waiting for that.
I read a great article on how Frasier is anime.
Is anime? I'd love to read it. Please link that in the description below.
Guys, we have correspondence this week. We have a message to our Facebook from one Jordan Enriquez.
I think it's just Jordan, man.
Look, man, look. Here on Impossible Coin, when Brian's not fucking up Japanese names, he's fucking something else up.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, no, everything's a mistake. The request is, hello, I would like to request some dating sim games recommendations for the Switch. So
I'd love to recommend some dating sim games on the Switch, but I haven't gotten a chance to play any dating sim games on my Switch.
I actually did some research on this because I went through the entire eShop store in preparation for Nintendo Switch Online. And I have a couple of thoughts. One, dating sims are still a wild west as far as like game genres go, where you can get like the insanely creepy stuff like Senran Kagura Reflections, which tries to sell you on actually like touching the girl in various ways as like a gameplay mechanic. Or also Nekopara Volume 1, which is a very popular port of a Steam game about making it with cat girls.
Wait, Nekopara's on there?
Volume 1 just got there like a couple weeks ago.
What?
Also, Gaokao Love 100 Days, which is a game. I think it's actually a Chinese dating sim, but at least the characters in it are Chinese, and it follows a love story through the 100 days leading up to like Chinese entrance exams for college, between like and you trying to like get a girlfriend in that time. There's a bunch of endings in that, but those are mostly like male female. If I remember correctly, Jordan would probably be more interested in the female to male dating sims, and there's a handful of those on the Switch too. Some of them are bad, like Akashi Koi Gikyoku, and the subtitle is Forbidden Romance with Mysterious Spirit. And that game is actually borderline unplayable because its English patch is unreadable. If you can get in Japanese, if you can read and understand Japanese, then you'll probably be okay. But the English patch is actually atrocious. There are a couple series of games that I wanted to highlight. There's The Men of Yoshiwara. Both the original game, Kikiya is the first one. And that has, pretty anime boys, a questionable grasp of female anatomy, and a weak main character. But its sequel, Ogiya, has better translations, better writing, and a lot more dudes to romance. It's actually a port of a smartphone game that was released episodically, so you'd get like a new dude to romance every couple of weeks. So like, I think there's like 8 or 9 romanceable options in that game. It's pretty good. There are some middle-of-the-road offerings, Gakuen Club, Charming Empire, and the amazing Shinsengumi are all average dating sims, and if I remember correctly, Shinsengumi should come with a couple trigger warnings. Pub Encounter, which I suggested to Brian earlier this year, is a novel dating sim game about romancing older men, which is kind of interesting, but the stories themselves are both propped up and closed out fairly quickly, so there's not really a lot of time to develop, and as a result the characters are a little weak. And then there's Destiny's Princess, a war story, a love story, which has good reviews, and it's in a historical Japanese setting, but there are a couple romance options that are pretty cringy. Also, there's a set of games which mainly baffle me, called Pure / Electric Love, which seem to be games where cosplayers basically set up a messaging system where you message them in exchange for cosplay photos. I don't really know what that's about, but there's 3 of them on the store, and they're like $1 each.
Real quick question. The Shinsengumi one, is one of those trigger warnings like, you will be fucking Saito Hajime?
It's up there, man. There's some really unhinged dudes in that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because that's a, literal murderer's row of dudes if it's the historical Shinsengumi. I don't know if you want to be romancing any of them. Not that their fight was wrong, more like, they are scary guys.
That makes sense.
This is going to be an unproductive suggestion, but I want to recommend that if you're looking for dating sims on the go, with the announcement of the cessation of physical production of the Vita, there has never been a better time to buy a Vita. The Vita is a dating sim machine.
There are a lot of those.
That is a true story. Yeah. There are so many.
Yeah. And a lot of them are good. So, even if you're I would like to play nothing but good dating sims, you can find those, by the cartload on the Vita, and it's a good time.
If the Vita... No, go ahead.
I think we have the same question.
I was going to say, if the Vita is going out of production, wouldn't that mean this is the worst time to get a Vita?
Nah,
we have different questions.
It would be more difficult to get one. More expensive, too.
Well, maybe. It depends on how much you're really willing to fight for it. You could probably get, a resold Vita, or a pre-owned Vita pretty easily.
Yeah, that's what
But trying to find a new one would be pretty difficult.
Okay, word, yeah.
Brian can probably elaborate more on this, but generally at the end of, when something's going out, it's actually the cheapest to get things, and then a couple months later becomes the most expensive it's ever been.
So there's a window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm going, is that, there is a sweet spot where, what happens is you have retailers who had committed shelf space and had inventory on hand, want to get rid of the thing because the manufacturers and the suppliers are no longer supporting it, and they can't really interest consumers in the product. And so they're just trying to get rid of existing inventory. And For a while, you'll just have a period of like general consumer disinterest before it starts to like shift into being like of interest to collectors. Which will probably happen quicker with the Vita because a lot of Vita fans really do fetishize the thing, and like you've got Vita nerds out there who like want to collect different color Vitas, that kind of thing.
God damn
like,
it!
Yeah, I got the creamsicle Vita.
Unfortunate.
What, creamsicle?
Yes, there is a creamsicle Vita,
shit.
and yeah, you know what my Vita does? It plays fucking games. It is not creamsicle. But yeah, like no, it is a good time to get a Vita. It probably will still be a good time for a while, but right now is especially ripe because you could still find it in like GameStops and Best Buys and stuff. Like not many of them, but if you find a Best Buy with a Vita, they will fucking sell you that Vita, and it will not take much.
Tegan,
so get out there.
Question.
Yeah.
My question is, with the Vita going out, where are the dating sims going to go? And my guess is gonna be probably the Switch, because that's gonna be your only portable, like, big gaming system.
Are you thinking the Switch or phones? Just because, like, at least with, Korean dating sims, which are, like, a fairly big segment now, like, phones are the fucking hot place, like, Mystic Messenger and shit like that.
Right.
Also check out Mystic Messenger.
Well, that's more because, like, the Korean market doesn't have that handheld, like, the same way the Japanese market does. But the Japanese market's huge on dating sims and huge on that handheld experience. So I could see, like, up until they cease production, they're still going to be on the Vita. But then afterwards, the next handheld system that's huge in Japan is the Switch. And so that's where they're going to end up going, as long as Nintendo allows
Yeah, that's my
it?
question, because
What happens to your H games? Where do they
I doubt
go?
Nintendo's going to be too happy about that.
I don't know, but
I mean, the dating sim ones, the ones that are just like, go to the first kiss and then bam, that's the end of the storyline. Those ones I think will still be okay. But like anything more than that is going to end up, I think, having to move to PC if Nintendo doesn't allow it.
about that, while like none of the games that I mentioned on the list are like full-on H games, I think at least 6 of them are actually rated M, and they're just straight up on the Switch.
Huh.
Like, I don't think they've been getting like press or anything, because like the only reason I know about them is because I went through all the games on the Switch library. But it's possible that like dating sims might actually show up on the Switch more frequently. I don't think they will eclipse phones as like their primary source, but the same way that we've reported before how there are games that have been released like on Steam that haven't done especially well, but then they find new life on Switch. I think there might be room for that phenomenon as well, specifically for dating sims that have already been on smartphones.
smartphone ports coming to your Switch, baby.
At least for stuff like this.
I guess the only thing I'll add to this, and then I think we can go ahead and wrap up, is that I know that more and more dating sims are shipping with configurations in mind for handheld PCs. Nurse Love Addiction came with like specifically like settings just for the GPD Win. Yep. So that's a thing. Sach,
Yes.
why don't you tell people how to engage with your musical products?
Yeah, you can follow me over on soundcloud.com/BigSachNJ. That's BIGSACHNJ, like the state. And you can follow me over on Twitter at Hillary_Swank.
Fantastic. Joe, I believe you have a podcast.
Yep, me and some friends, well, we're actually recording later today, run a podcast called The Yu Yu Hakusho. It's a series rewatch and commentary podcast about the show Yu Yu Hakusho. Additionally, I have a Twitter at JoJo's, which is JOJOEFS. Check it out. And the company I work for is releasing a game soon. I'm not going to name it here, but you can check that out on my Twitter probably. Aw, yeah.
Sweet. All right, look, motherfuckers. Leave us reviews on iTunes. I'll send you a biscuit. It's going to be erotic.
Do they have to be erotic?
Look, it's...
I don't think they're going
It's
to be
a
erotic biscuits.
suggestive
You can't
biscuit,
actually.
at least the first one.
Okay. I'm already worried.
I do biscuit shapes.
Anyways, guys, please, if you liked our show, leave us reviews on the iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. And you can find us on the social medias on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr, all Impossible Coin. We do have a Discord. I've been streaming a bit more. I'll definitely be here on Mondays. I might be there for later on in the week. Brian, if you do leave a review on iTunes, make sure to badger Brian about your biscuit sticker. Tell me if it's too sexy. We'll work on it.
Okay, yeah, and the reality is it's a sticker. It's not an erotic baked good. Like, we're currently developing the sticker. I'll let folks know when it happens.
Okay. But otherwise, I think that's our show. I think we did it.
Peace.
See ya.
Bye!
Bye-bye.
Later.
It's official.